and then go up across the Rigid Ridge down the Bronco Falls, and that's going to be a wrap. So let's see, 1 minute flat.
1 minute flat. Okay. I haven't even seen it. It's a .53 loop is what I was told. So you're probably right on. But 1 minute with who, or just the fastest overall?
Fastest overall. And I think I'm a little quick on that, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to give a time. I'm never right anyways. But no, it's been an awesome morning. The drivers have been out pre-running the race course, and we've been getting feedback saying the course is a blast out there. So I can't wait for this racing day to start. And they're getting down there. They're lining up, getting ready to qualify. It's been an amazing day, but we have not only us going on right now. Later on in the evening, we will have the side-by-side championship series doing their main events, and that
it's going to be it's a jam-packed week. I mean, we started with the NRA Rock Bouncers. We've done the MAO short course racing. We've had multiple stunt rider shows. We had Low Cash. We had Buck Cherry. We got a poker run going on. It's been an amazing week thus far. So we're about to start qualifying for Ultra 4. Then from 2 to 3, we'll do Ultra 4 170s. And then from 3 to 5, we'll do America Pro Rock. From 5:30 to 6:30 will be the Barbie Jeep Racing. And on screen, they are doing the RC Racing Qualifier right there. I know Ken Stout and Mav TV is here on scene doing that, and they are doing some amazing deals. And watch when they hit this jump. They can turn these cars in the air. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely fun over there. And they also have a little area where the kids can go over and drive their RC cars if they have them with them. And I believe they have RC cars as well that the kids can use.
I took my girls over there just a couple days ago, and they said, we were just walking by, like, you want to drive these? It's free. We're like, heck yeah. So the girls got to drive it, and then I got to race Jade for a minute, and I beat her.
Oh, you did? I see. No, Joey Christensen, him and his team has been out here. He's the one who built the track, and it's just been an awesome, whole entire week. We've been out here over a week helping out put everything together, the race course, and it's the Mid-America crew here is amazing. It's just one big family. It's just a small army of people that you guys do see here and there, but there's so many more people behind the scenes, and to put this event together alone has been a fun how do I say it? It's been fun, and it's been hot here. It's been
fun,
exciting.
Long week, absolutely. Looks like first on the course will be Mick Henson, if I saw that car correctly. So, yeah, we do. I'll finish out the schedule real quick. We have 5:30 to 6:30 this evening is Barbie Jeep Downhill Racing. There's a lot of money on the line this week. And then tonight, like Pam was saying, from 7:30 to 11 is the MAO Racing Side-by-Side Champion Series Short Course Features. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Music once again tonight. And then tomorrow, the final day, will be starting off at 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. with the Ultra 4 Racing, the Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. Also starting at 8 is the Mid-America Outdoors Pit Bike Racing and the live RC tracks. We'll have 3 races going on at the same time. So Rock Racing TV will be helping out. We have Take It Live helping out, and live RC. So lots of stuff going on. And then tomorrow, we'll still have the axe throwing, the Wall of Death, and then tomorrow evening's the Switchback. Again, lots of money, and this is going to be right here in Thunder Valley where we're qualifying right now. It's going to be side-by-side racing, single elimination, and they're going to do the rhythm section, do a 180, and then hit that Yukon launch, and that's where Dennis Anderson's son Weston did that 225-foot world record last year at Vision. So we're going to be hitting that, and during the race, it's going to be, and during the Switchbacks, it's like I said, it's just going to be an amazing, amazing week. So we want to just thank each and every one of you for tuning in to ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the Mid-America Outdoors app. Download that. It'll keep you updated on what's going on all week. And you can watch the RC, the Ultra 4, the Pro Rock. I mean, there's just so much going on this week. You do not want to miss it.
The Barbie Jeep.
That's going to be awesome.
Miles, I learned something new about you with Barbie Jeep.
I've learned a lot of stuff about myself here.
Well, that's kind of scary. No, I did not know that back in, you can tell your story, but that you're one of the original Barbie Jeep downhill.
But back in the day, yep, just a bunch of buddies, having a good time. I don't know, that was probably 15 plus years ago over in Alabama, and we did that. It was a lot of fun, but I'm too old for that stuff.
I know.
It's fun to watch, I'll tell you that.
Everybody keeps saying, "Are you going to do it, Miles? Are you going to do it, Miles?" And you're like, "Nope."
Nope, been there, done that.
Yes, exactly.
While we wait for the qualifying to start, we need to give a huge shout-out to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive Insurance, Holly EFI, LaserNut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, AMSOIL, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC Cars, PCI Race Radios, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, HCR, Warren, Factor 55, 25, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, and Action Sports Canopy. Those are our official sponsors of Ultra 4. And then some of our Mid-America sponsors we need to give some love to is Mid-America Outdoors, Ultimax Belts, 360 Wraps, and the Off-Road Syndicate. So we're going to start on the switchback. We're going to hit all these little rhythms. There's some jumps, there's some doubles, there's some whoops, and then they're going to take a hard right, go up the hill, and then run across the Rigid Ridge. And there's a lot of variation there. There's some downhills, there's some split lanes, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's definitely, and they have that little tiny bit of where the Bronco Falls is. There's actually water going down the creek right there.
And there's a couple lines there. You can turn in sharp and do a steeper, longer drop, or you can go a little wider and it's a little step drop down the Bronco Falls.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty area back in there too, where this qualifying course is, and the race course as well. The trails out here are so much fun. I actually did not get to go around the race course, but I know you did, Miles. What do you think is going to be the hardest part on the race course?
Dust and the heat. It is bad out there. I was talking to a few drivers this morning after they're doing their pre-running, and they said it's so dusty out there at pre-run pace that when it's going. But there's a lot of long, steep climbs that are very loose, and the rocks down here are anything from a pebble, obviously, up to like a basketball size. And the rocks here are extremely sharp. So I do think that the AMSOIL hot pits will be very busy tomorrow with a lot of tire changes.
Yes, unfortunately, these rocks are very sharp. I mean, look at the hill climb that we had the past couple days. The flat tires that the people were getting on that. I mean, obviously, they're pushing, 800 horsepower going up, a very steep hill with sharp rocks. But it definitely, rocks are going to be an issue out here for sure. And we usually always see, like, flat tires on like certain sides. I wonder if it's going to be a variation on this course.
Only time will tell.
Exactly.
We need to give a huge shout out also to Jason and Gayla Robinette and their entire family. We've been out here for over a week getting everything done, and they've been amazing to everybody. We've got a lot of volunteers here on site. The whole Ultra 4 and Mid-America crew has teamed up together. Trip, Joey, and the America Pro Rock team has really helped out. We've got a ton of media, all of our safety crew, USAC's here on site, so we just need to thank everybody for making this possible. And again, Nitto, they made the trophies for the entire Visions week. So just a huge shout out to everybody that makes this place possible.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. Like, there's so many people that are here putting this event together, and there's so, the majority of the people only see a handful of us. There are so many people behind the scenes that
absolutely.
I haven't even seen that are out here putting this whole entire event together. And it's not only just this event. They're out here working at this facility all the time.
Because this is an off-road park, not just a racing park. And we're talking about racing, obviously, right now, because that's about what we're getting to do. But Mid-America Outdoors is an off-road park. It's an off-road luxury park. It is absolutely amazing. It's got 1,600 acres. It's got amazing amenities. They've got Legend Steakhouse. They've got Power Sports and General Store. They've got over 95 cabins you can rent. They've got multiple bathhouses, over 375 RV sites with hookups. Unlimited dry camping. They've got a couple laundry rooms. They've got power wash stations, open air bars. They've got a couple new bars, Coconuts and 2 Coconuts there at the pool. They've got a great food court, game areas. They've got the new RC track. They've got 2 pools, a splash pad, lazy river, live music, and much, much more. This place is absolutely amazing.
Yes, it is. And the pool, what's really cool about where the pool is located, they can sit in the pool area, and they can overlook the short course. They can see the Barbie Jeep downhill perfectly.
So my family is the most excited about the Barbie Jeep race, and they just swung by just a minute ago, and they're heading to the pool right now, and they're going to be watching. They're going to be swimming, but they can't wait. They're getting a seat locked in there for the Barbie Jeep race. Exactly. And speaking about that, I need to give Bailey a huge shout out. It's our anniversary, and she came out to enjoy the festivities. So thanks for that, Bailey. Jade and Ellen, we'll see you here after a while, but we got some racing to do here shortly.
Yes, we do. And you know what? It's awesome that your family's here with you. I know that they're always watching from home when they're not here. My family does the same thing when they're not here with us. And it's good to have your family support. But we have our whole family here as well as our race family, as I call it. But having your actual family here is really fun. But it's so awesome that your girls can just sit up there and relax.
And they can watch the live show,
because they have a huge Jumbotron that they put up over by the pool. And I did not know they were doing that until I got here last week. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so cool.
And speaking about Jumbotrons, we put up a Jumbotron at the AMSOIL and HCR hot pits for the pit guys out there. So that's pretty sweet.
Yes.
So lots of action out there. So we'll give you kind of a quick rundown on tomorrow's course starting at 8 a.m. Central Time. It is a 5.2 mile loop. They'll be running multiple laps. The 45s and 48s will be running 5 laps. UTVs will be running 5 laps. The 4600 cars will be racing 3 laps, and the 4400 unlimited cars will be racing 7 laps tomorrow. So it's going to be an amazing day of racing. So I think we're going to start off with the 4600 Spider Track stock class. I'll kind of give you a quick rundown on what their class rules are. You have to have a stock OEM frame. Wheelbase must stay within 3 inches. Have to have a factory engine, but may be replaced with anything in the same year, make, and model. Factory transmission, 35-inch DOT tires, single 2.5 shock per quarter, unless it was dual from the factory, limited to 14 inches of travel. Factory-style suspension like leaf spring coils, TTV, etc. Mechanical steering. This is an amazing group. It's really tight-knit. We've got a lot of them out there. So it'll be really great to see the 4600 Spider Track stock class taking off here very soon.
I've got a black backpack, and you know, like you set it down, and it's like it looks like everybody's got the black bag. Everybody's got the black.
We've got our Take It Live crew putting on this live show for everybody. Caleb on there, getting ready to switch everything over.
Take It Live. We do a lot of the Ultra 4 events. Oh, cool.
But again, we have 3 live shows going on this week, so we just want to give a huge shout out to Rock Racing TV, Take It Live, and Live Race Media Production crews.
And Miles, this the entry list has blown up. We have so many racers coming here this weekend to race. I believe this morning we were at 147 entries. We do have on our UTVs, there are 58 UTVs in total registered to race this weekend. It's so exciting to see all the racers wanting to come here. I mean, they've heard nothing but good things about this park, and we highly talk about it all the time because obviously we're here all the time. And it's definitely, like you're saying, it's an off-road, it's more of a destination.
It's a resort.
Resort. So there you go, an off-road resort. So it's exciting to see the growth of the park just since I started coming here back in March. I mean, you were here last summer here at Visions. I was not. So from what they've done since you were here last year to now, I'm sure it's
amazing. Yeah,
different.
I mean, what they've done since I showed up last Wednesday is amazing. I mean, they've put all this asphalt down to keep the dust around. It's an absolutely amazing feat they have done.
Next on Sunday, we're going to North Carolina for the YMCA National Championships. Okay, great. Well, you guys get around. My daughter went to college in San Antonio, so we got down there 2-3 times a year and really, really liked it. Fun. Really liked it. So independent or who you work with? Independent. That's good. Yeah, 5 Oaks is our company. Okay. So you're out of East Texas.
And they are doing a ride to Disney. We're hoping to do a live view from that. So they did a group ride that took off about 8 a.m. It's about a half-hour ride because you can get a $6 temporary permit here in Oklahoma. All you have to have is the correct safety gear. Go down to the DMV and pick up that. Like I said, it's only $6 for the long weekend, and you can ride your UTV from Mid-America Outdoors down to South Grand Lake to the infamous Disney. That's right at the bottom of Grand Lake Dam. I grew up there wheeling 20 plus years ago. It's an amazing deal. And JT Taylor yesterday confirmed we are racing Legends of the Falls for our national championship there at South Grand Lake in Disney, Oklahoma. I am stoked to get back there. That place is amazing. It is going to be hard on equipment. We're coming down Viagra. We're going up Little Blue. You've never been there,
to that
side of things. You'll be blown away, Pam. And that place is some of the toughest rock you have ever seen. It is rock slabs for days.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for the BMR event, but I only saw where they were just in by the dam, and so I haven't seen any of the course over there. So I'm excited to see that as well. Hopefully, I'll get to pre-run that area. Not pre-run, but go out on race course. But it's just the whole entire weekend when we come up to Legends. What we're doing here this weekend at Visions, I can only imagine how Legends is going to be, because that's not only just the Ultra 4, that's also the side-by-side championship series weekend. So that's the finals for everything here at Mid-America.
It's going to be an absolute one not to miss. And speaking about this race, this is a double points race. So for here at Visions for the Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. There's Mick Henson. I see John Schaefer. That was Brad Lovell. So we've got multiple cars getting ready to take off. We're going to start with the 4600 Spider Track stock class. In your lower right, that's the RC track. They're doing their qualifying
You gotta
today.
back up and get up.
So
It's just a
great
day of qualifying.
and there is so much going on today, it's hard to keep up with everything. It looks like Mick Henson is getting ready to take the start flag. We're just a couple minutes behind schedule, but we had to get a couple safety issues squared away, and that is our #1 concern. Absolutely safety first.
Well, because they are also using part of the qualifying course is race course, and pre-running was going on until 11, so they had to make sure they get, course clear. But you're saying, okay, so what do you think the fastest lap time is going to be on qualifying? I'm going to go with like let's see, it's a 0.53, and it's...
So the race course you mean, not qualifying?
No, qualifying today. Like, who do you think's going to have the fastest qualifying time?
Yeah, so it's only a 3/4 mile loop.
Three-quarter mile.
Yep, I'm going to say who?
Or time. I'm thinking
I
like
called
a 50...
I called a 1 minute flat earlier.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Yep.
I was just thinking in my head, I was like, about 15 more.
Yeah, it could be. I think a minute flat's gonna be hard to beat, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
You're usually pretty spot on. That's for sure.
I get lucky from time to time, that's for sure.
Look at all of the cars lined up down there ready to take off here momentarily.
And speaking about Broncos, we've got a whole stampede of Broncos out there racing today. We've got Bailey Cole, Vaughn Gittin, and Brad Lovell racing these Broncos. Thank you. So it's going to be awesome to see all of these Ford Broncos going off the line here in just a little bit. They're racing the 4600 Spider Track stock class. Looks like we'll have 12 cars. You do not have to qualify. You can take a rear start if you choose not to risk tearing up your car. And we will be racing the EMC classes all together tomorrow. We will intermix the 4600 Spider Track stock class, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class, and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. And then we'll be racing the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. We have the stock, the Pro Mod, and the Open class all racing at the same time as well. And then the 4400 Unlimited class. We're coming to you live from the Nitto studio here at Visions here at Mid-America Outdoors at Visions.
And again, I said earlier, we have 58 UTVs that should be taking the green flag for qualifying today, unless we might have had some last-minute entries, but I'm pretty sure this is the final entry list that we have right in front of us.
It should be close. And what would we say? We were over, I think, 155 or so. 157.
Yes, our last email we received with the entry list was 157 entries for today. I mean, we started out the week, I think, with what, 50 or something, and it just from there has just blown up, and it's awesome to see all the racers here. A lot of them have not been here. I'm curious to get to chat with some of the racers after we're done from here, just to see what they think about this place, because we can get up here all day long and we can talk about how amazing this whole place is, but when it comes down to it, unless you see it yourself, you could maybe think that we're just kind of, trying to tell everybody to get here. Yeah, blowing smoke. But no, we are 100% honest about how amazing this place is.
I've talked to a lot of my racing buddies and chatted and met up with them and had some drinks and met them at the pool and all that. And they're just saying the same thing. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
I was talking to Ryan Few from Nitto, and he got here fairly early and was checking the place around. And it looks like Mick Henson does take off right now. Mick Henson, number 4681 out of Tahlequah, Oklahoma, with Henson Racing. He's in a 1981 Toyota pickup with a 22RE running on propane with King shocks and BFG tires. His first Ultra 4 race was Rush, Kentucky, 2021. And he got first place here at the 918 race for the first race of the season. An official race of the season.
That was the coldest race I've ever been to.
It looked cold.
It was cold. And you were enjoying the nice warm sunshine in Florida.
Yep. I had a trip planned that I could not cancel, but I was glad you were able to come and check it out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely cold, but a lot of fun. I'm glad I prepared and packed heavy clothes for that one.
We will have a couple drones taking off here shortly to bring in the rest of it. And there is Mr. Brad Lovell up next.
Yeah, it's like if you have it all.
And we'll keep honest on this timing and scoring as we get the times as they cross the line.
Pam's got her computer right in front of us. You can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing.
And if you're at home and you're watching on Facebook, just give us a shout out if you can. We'll try to keep up with comments. It gets a little bit busy during
qualifying is
but-
going to be very busy, but it's going to
Yeah.
be a lot of fun. Again, we are starting qualifying at the switchback race. It's got some rollers, a couple jumps, and then some whoops, and then we'll go up and across the rigid ridge, jump down the Bronco Falls, and come on in. So Brad Level is off the line. Usually as with brother Roger riding shotgun, I was unable to catch up with him to see, but number 4621 out of Colorado Springs, Colorado with Level Racing. He's in a 2021 Ford Bronco with factory engine, transmission, and front diff. He's got IFS with Portal, Spider Tracks, RCV, Amsoil, Method, BFG, Fox, Horn, and ARB. He's been racing off-road since 2004, has won 9 championships between short course, Ultra 4, and rock racing. He's been in our world for a very long time, and if I'm not mistaken, he has not lost a race he has entered in that Ford Bronco.
That is correct, I believe, Miles. And Mick Henson crossed the line with a 1:56.424. So that is our time we're working off of right now. It's not always fun to be the first qualifier out there because now you got a lot of people chasing your time. But definitely not the best way to be the first off the line. But then again, sometimes
He had clean air, that's for sure.
exactly.
And it is first come, first serve within your class. We're starting with the 4600 Spider Track stock class. Then we'll go to the UTVs, then 45s, 48s, and then the unlimited cars.
That is
That's
going
the
to be
transition. You can track 'em
46.
while they're coming up.
83,
And
no,
then
46.53.
once they get over
That
there,
is Tom
you're gonna
Biddle
launch
that
the
just took the
second
green
one,
flag.
Bring your camera down and catch them as they're going. And then that guy's leaving.
Out of
and you can pull
Longmont,
out.
Colorado with Trail Rig Racing. He's in a 1985
Get some of
Toyota
this guy.
pickup 22RE. Dual Toyota T cases,
And
trail
then
gear, Fox,
you can
BFG,
come up
Raceline,
here.
PRP, ADS,
go
Filthy
here.
Motorsports.
And get
And
ready to
Moab
track
John
them.
has
Come out
rode
of this,
shotgun with him. I do not believe he's here.
No, they're not. They're not.
Brad Level's time came through at a 1:17.169, so a 39.255 difference between Mick Henson and Brad
So
Level.
117 already. I think my 1 minute's going to be beat.
I said 51 seconds. I think it's going to get beat
It's
too.
going to be
All right,
close.
Paul, thank you.
This is a super fast track. Just under 3/4 of a mile on this qualifying course. And if you're just tuning in, we are qualifying for Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions Week.
And this is a very short qualifying course, but it's not easy. There's some up downs in there. There's some off cambers. It's definitely not easy as you think it would be, just doing this teeny tiny loop right here. But
And this gives you great perspective on the dust with the sun, with the shade. This isn't very wooded here, but it's tomorrow's gonna be very interesting with all the dust. And like I said, the shadows it's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of tight sections out there. I'm nervous for these guys. It looks like that's Kendall Glines, I believe. Does that sound right, man?
36.89. I didn't catch the number, but I cannot tell you.
I believe
yes or
that's
no.
Kendall Glines, number 4689. He runs his sons Caden and Brexton in the shotgun seat. They switch up from time to time out of Midvale, Utah with Glines Motorsports. He's in a Jeep with a 4-liter, stock auto TK, Dana 300, Yukon, King, Optima, MRT, KMC, Terraflex, Factor 55, Nemesis Industries, and Lone Peak Collision. His first Ultra 4 race was this year in Moab.
It looks like he's stopped right now going up the hill after the rhythm section, after the switchback section. Not sure.
No, that was a
Oh,
froze
it was just
camera.
a frozen. It made me nervous there for a second.
Did we get a time for Tom Biddle?
Yes, we did. I was getting ready to go over that. He got a 1:58.37. Now Brad Level in that number 1 position at a 1:17.169. Tom Biddle in that 2 position at a 1:58.37. And then Mick Henson in that 3rd position at a 1:56.424.
These Broncos are going to be very hard to beat in this 4600 Spider Track stock class. But we still have John Schaefer, Albert Contreras. We've got some pretty heavy hitters here in the 4600 Spider Track stock class. So it's going to be fun to see.
I ran into Albert yesterday. I'm like, I didn't see your name on the list. He goes, I just registered.
But I saw on the Facebooks that
Yeah.
he was coming, so I already had him on my list as they're
That's
dropping
awesome.
down the Bronco Falls as we speak.
You can see that little bit of a creek right there. It's a beautiful little area.
There is John Schaefer.
John Schaefer, the number 4688.
With Ryan Cowan riding shotgun out of Birmingham, Alabama. He's running his race team's RPM Extreme, and he is in first place in the Eastern Series for Ultra 4 as we speak. He's in the Savvy built 2015 Jeep JK, stock drivetrain, Curry axles, ADS, Falcon, Raceline, Sparco seats, and RPM Extreme.
And Kendall Glines came through, the 46.89, and Kendall Glines at a 1:37.497. That puts him in the number 2 position right now. See if he can hold the spot, or if anybody can beat Brad Lovell's time. Right now, 1:17 is a good time, but yeah, I think we're going to be way off when it comes to. I think a UTV honestly is going to end up with the number 1 time.
It could be. I mean, we have
it's
Paul
shorter.
Wolf, we have Jamie McCoy, Cole Clark, Josh Smith. I mean, we've got a ton. Brian Crofts now. The UTV field is stacked, but so is the 4400 class. We got multiple teams here. It's going to be an amazing day of qualifying for sure. The wind's blowing just a little bit, but I bet you they are wishing it was blowing a little harder than it is.
I'm not complaining one bit. We're over here underneath the shade, but it's still warm.
Is that Bailey Cole? Yes, it is. Number 13, Bailey Cole, is taking off the line out of Temecula, California. Racing for Bailey Cole Racing. He's in another 2021 Ford Bronco called Tiger. He's got a factory engine transmission and front diff, IFS with portals, Spider Tracks, Yukon, 4-wheel parts, Fox, Warren, VP, and Vision. And speaking about Yukon, Bailey Cole has really stepped up and is running some of the marketing for Yukon. So it's really cool to see some of the sponsors of our sport really taking it all in. He started racing the stock class when he was 15 back in 2013. He was the national champion in the Legends class 2017 and 19. He's won his class in Baja in 2019 in the 7F class. He's raced over in France and Britain, done very well there. Had a big win in the Big Sky 200 up in Montana last year. Bailey Cole's got a very bright future in Ultra 4 racing.
And I believe Mackenzie, his girlfriend, is running shotgun with him.
Really? She's done it before, I know that.
Up in Montana is where she first ran with him. I was talking to them yesterday, and yeah, she said that they also, right after the race tomorrow, they have to pack up and get back to Washington because that's like a quick turnaround trip.
Oh, busy. Did we get a time for John Schaefer?
Yes, John Schaefer. We got a 1:33.526, and on screen right now is the 46.23 of John Williams. The drone following him very closely.
John Williams out of Murray, Utah with Active Air. He's in a 2021 Jeep JL with a 2-liter in it, stock transmission and transfer case. Dynatrack 60s, ARB, Active Air technology, BFG, Hutchin wheels, SDI E-Click shocks. And he's in first place in the West and the National Championship. So this weekend's really going to shake up being a double points race.
Yes, and that's why I think we have such a stacked field of people that came here this weekend because of it being a double points race. So King of the Hammers was double points. Visions double points. Legends of the Fall double points. So very, I mean, obviously King of the Hammers is King of the Hammers and it's the largest event. But for Visions to have this many entries, it's awesome to see for sure.
We should be getting a time for Bailey Cole here very shortly.
Bailey Cole came through. He is at a 1:23.869. That puts him in the number 2 position. He is 6.7 seconds behind Brad Lovell.
That's a strong run for Mr.
And
Bailey
on
Cole.
screen right now is Mr. Vaughn Gittin Jr. He's the number 25.67.
And he's teamed up with Lauren Healy once again, so that's where the 25.67 comes from, because Vaughn's 25, Lauren's 67. Vaughn is out of Concord, North Carolina with Funhaver Off-Road Team. He's in a 2021 Ford Bronco, factory engine, transmission, and transfer case. Front diff, IFS with portals, Spider Tracks, Fox shocks, Nitto, Monster Energy, Optima, MPRP, VP Racing Fuels, Warren, Factory 55, Rugged Race Radios, Shell Rotella, Project X Lights, Holly EFI, Recaro seats, Gear Wrench, RTR vehicles, and Centerline wheels. He won King of the Hammers in the 4600 class this year in that exact Bronco, and he is our current national championship in 2021, or he won the national championship last year in the 4400 class, and he's got a plethora of wins all over the board. He drifts his Mustang everywhere. That's kind of his main gig, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. is going to put on a great show.
Oh, that was a very steep downhill in there. Let's see what his time comes out to be. Vaughn Gittin Jr. just took over the number 1 spot from Brad Lovell with a 1:13.453.
4-second lead over Brad Lovell, and Brad Lovell's no slouch. I did miss who took off the line. Hopefully we get a visual on them.
So we'll go ahead and go over the leaderboard right now. We have Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that number 1 position, Brad Lovell number 2, Bailey Cole in 3, John Schaefer in the 4th position, and we just switched over, so I don't know the rest
Oh,
of the...
so maybe we didn't. I
Oh,
did
wait,
miss one.
it just switched back. Sorry about that. John Williams in that 5th position, Kendall Gline 6th, Tom Biddle 7th, Mick Henson in that 8th position. So it looks like Henry Lucy, Alex Fleming, Tyler Sims, and Albert Contreras did not take the green flag because we are on to the UTV class right now.
Looks like that's the 417.
The 417, that was
Justin Barth.
Justin Barth, yeah. Yes, that is the 417. Good eyes, Miles.
So Justin Barth with Anthony Yount, one of our racers, riding shotgun with him out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. He's in the 4900 Pro Mod class with a Polaris, RCV, MRT, Walker Evans, Warren Hess, PCI, G-Force, Keller, HCR, ZRP, and Fox. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers back in 2014. He's racing double duty in the 4900 class and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class later on today.
I love seeing people doing that and getting seat time. I mean, I look at it as seat time. Paul Wolf does that every single race. He's doing dual classes for whole and complete series this year, and but it's just seat time. You just get in there, you know the track even more, and it's something that I think is a plus to the people that can do that for sure.
We've got a lot of entries out there today. It's going to be a little tricky keeping everybody straight, but we'll do our best.
This is a very, very large class of 58 entries, and we do have another car off the line. I did not catch the number on that one.
Could be Carson Atkins if I am not mistaken.
Looks like it was a 722, which would be Carson
Okay,
Atkins.
that could be. We got a lot of action going on. I do apologize, but that does look like Carson Atkins.
Oh, you could. Oh, he kind of took the bicycle there just a tick, but it could be just the off camber that hill is right there.
Carson Atkins out of Seymour, Tennessee with Devon 722 Racing. He's in the Pro Mod class. He's in a Yamaha YXE 1000, Ditto tires, Raceline wheels, and Fox tires. His first Ultra 4 race was the Crossbar Ranch 2019. Raven or Macintosh?
Walraven.
No,
Who's his backup driver this weekend?
Corey?
Corey Willis.
57 possibly. There's too many UTVs out here. They all look the same. I do apologize. But they are out here qualifying for Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance.
So Carson Atkins, that was him. He went through with a 103.878. He's in that number 1 position. Justin Barth is in that number 2 position at a 117.456. And that looks like it is Trey Price because he has a time has started on him in the 49.54.
So Trey Price.
Yes, sir.
And a Polaris Turbo running MRT, Vision, and Fox.
It looks like Cameron Dickey in the number 69 has now taken the green flag.
Cameron Dickey out of Norfolk, Nebraska. He's running the Pro Mod class. He's in a Kawasaki with PSN Racing, Sedona, Double E Racing as well. Starting to get a rhythm going once again, Pam.
Yes, we are.
With a lot of UTVs out there on course today.
So many of them.
I believe we have shy of 50. No, we have over 50. We've
There are
got 58
I know.
UTVs qualifying today.
I've said that like 10 times, Miles.
I've said a lot of things 10 times.
Just kidding. Yeah, no, we don't listen to each other anymore. I think we're just a little used to having each other in our ears up here. Justin Barth, his time went through at a 117.556.
So we do have 3 different classes. We have the stock pro production. They have to have an OEM chassis, 1000cc max engine, 33-inch tires max, must run front body and sides. You can trim the rear bed, but you have to have a rear bed, but it can be trimmed for it to fit a spare. We also have the Pro Mod UTV class based on an OEM chassis, but aftermarkets are allowed. Must run full front plastics, stock suspension points. Aftermarket turbos are allowed, and a 35-inch tire. And then the open UTV is just what it is. The only limitation is a maximum of a 1000cc engine.
And that is the 118 of Matthew Walraven, driven by Corey Willis, I believe.
Yep,
Yes,
Corey
yes.
Willis, yes. 118 out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina, with 118 off-road and a Can-Am, CT Raceworks, MRT, Method, G-Force, JW Performance, Rival, Murray, Vom Threads, Transit Site Solutions. His first race was Rush last year, 2021. And Walraven, I don't know if it's his hand or his wrist or something, but he broke his hand in Tennessee, I believe. So he's got his buddy Corey Willis driving for him. So obviously with a medical condition, you can't have a fill-in driver.
Correct.
Another driver off the line.
Let's see if I can get that number for you. That is Robert Parker in the number 900.
Robert Parker out of Benson, North Carolina with Team Momentum Racing. He's in a Can-Am running Maxxis tires, KMC wheels, Fox shocks, fuel, PCF, Mr. RPM, and Wheel Pros.
All right, Matthew Walraven, his 118, driven by Corey Willis. His time is a 1:12.496, so he is in the number 2 position.
Who's up in number 1 right
we
now?
have Carson Adkins, yeah, with a 1:12.962.
The 112. So where are we at with Vaughn with a 113? Wow, so Vaughn getting junior in the stock class, throwing it down towards these UTVs. If you're just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. We are here at Mid-America Outdoors during Vision Week, qualifying for Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance.
I need to correct that, Miles. I was, Carson Adkins actually has a 1:03.878.
103, that sounds a lot more.
Yes, yes. So Carson Adkins has a 1:03.878. Matthew Walraven, 1:06.469. Robert Parker at a 1:07.488. Cameron Dickey at a 1:12.496. Trey Price at a 1:12.962. And Justin Barth with a 1:17.556. And off the line, that should be the 49.56 of Jeff Bachman.
Out of Tabernish, Colorado, with Rocky Mountain Speed and Fab. He's in the stock class. He's in Polaris Turbo S, Super ATV, Rhino Axles, Walker Evans. He's teams up with the Pit guys. Great to see them out there racing. And I think that's a brand new car to their program. They were up till 4 in the morning on their other car, switching an engine last night. Got it running and saw them out there pre-running. Then I saw them on a tow rope this morning.
Oh, no.
And they just had an air bubble in the water system, so they got it fixed, and they should be back.
You need to circulate it just a little bit more than likely.
And next off the line is 904, Mike Park with Austin Warren riding shotgun. Out of Callahan, Florida with Team 904 running in the Pro Modified class with a Can-Am, Maxxis, Raceline wheels, Double E Racing shocks. His first race was King of the Hammers this year. They come from a mud racing background, but they are going to be racing with Ultra 4 and Mid-America Outdoors Side-by-Side Championship Series. Great to see them jumping in full force and racing a lot.
He has a fun group that he's around.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in Tennessee
yeah.
with them guys, absolutely.
Definitely. We have some new people out here as well that are going to be racing. It's going to be awesome. One of them's from my hometown in North Carolina. He's out here racing with us, and he'll be taking off the line here shortly in the UTV class. But it's awesome to see the people that have transitioned from different types and styles of, you know, racing, motocross, like you're saying, mud racing. And let's see, on screen, that is the 071. And that is...
Catch him coming in like that too. It'd be really good. Right now I can't see anything. I'm dead. Start again. Up this hill. Like a little shot through the trees.
I don't have 71 on my slip. I do apologize about that. Not quite sure who that is.
Oh, you know what? Let me see, Miles. This fancy timing
Yeah,
should
again,
keep me honest on that part.
You can go to live.ultra4racing.com and have the same timing we have here in the Nitto studio.
So on his car, it says 017, but it's actually the 717 of Richard Bayard. And that on screen right there is the 778 of Jason Tidwell.
Out of Gravette, Arkansas with PST Racing. He's running a Can-Am, KMC, Fox, and AMS. So Richard Baird is out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. He's about to finish up. He's running a Can-Am, BFG, Raceline, and a Fox. Lots of cars. They are 2 at a time. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is about a 3/4 of a mile qualifier. Carson Atkins is on the pole right now for the 4900 Can-Am UTV class with a 103. But Vaughn Gittin Jr. putting on a real clinic in the 4600 Spider Track stock class with a 113. So we'll see if these times last. Like I said, I guessed that 1 minute flat earlier, and I think that's going to get beat.
I think it's going to for sure. I mean, Mike Park actually just took it over with a 101.604 over Carson Atkins. So, I mean, just right there, we're already getting down into that low number. So
yeah, I think your 51 guess is going to be
We'll see.
pretty realistic, I'll be honest.
But then again, I mean, it's a tight qualifying course, and the UTVs usually are the faster ones out there on the tighter courses compared to the big cars, the 4400s for sure.
It's a big car here. Looks like a 4-door. Is that Jeff Gould?
That is
I believe so.
49.55.
Yep, that's the 49.55 of Joe Gould out of Tabernish, Colorado with Rocky Mountain Speed and Fab. He's in that Polaris Turbo S, Super ATV, Rhino axles, Walker Evans, Raceline wheels, ITP, and King. Joe's a former U.S. Army helicopter pilot, and it's great to see them. And they team up with the Big Guys podcast. They were working on that car till 4 in the morning. That's when I was telling you they changed that engine last night.
Wow.
And we had our Ultra 4 drivers meeting in Summit yesterday, and at the end, Zach was talking to Jason, just saying thanks for everything. He's like, absolutely, anything you guys need. He's like, well, actually, we got to switch an engine tonight, and it's 100 degrees outside. He's like, bring it on in the shop. So I swung by and actually checked on them last night, and they were just switching the engine out and got done at 4 in the morning. They talk about making it happen. They just did it.
4 in the morning. I mean, it's been long days here already, but that is the 211 off the line.
Ian Dickel out of Norfolk, Nebraska in the Pro Modified class, running a Polaris RZR, Sedona tires, Double E Racing, and PSN Racing. Make sure you download the MAO app because you can watch the qualifying for RC cars that's going on right now, or you can go to the Ultra 4. Tomorrow we'll have pit bikes. I mean, it really helps out a lot of things out to keep you informed on what's going on. You can click the certain links and watch whatever style of racing you would like to.
I mean, because we have it all here this weekend.
Yeah, it's been an amazing week, but it's hard to keep it all together.
It's hard too because like you want to go to everything, but you can't go to everything because we're doing other things.
I catch myself doing a little FOMO, fear of missing out, and I just have to kind of pump the brakes and realize take in what you can when you can.
Exactly.
It's going to be a long day.
I still haven't gone over and checked out the Wall of Death though. I need to go over and do that. Have you done that yet, Miles?
I have not. Nope.
Yeah,
I've been very busy this week. I hope to make it happen.
One thing I do want to make sure I go by and check out for sure, and that is the 4916 that just took off the line.
That is Rich Birch out of Castle Rock, Colorado, new to Team Bandit Off-Road and Genesis Motorsports. He's in the 4900 stock class, running a Polaris RZR, EFX tires, KMC, Fox, Bandit Off-Road, Trinity, Aftermarket Assassins, Brannick Motorsports, HCR, and Baja Designs. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers this year. He's new to the Bandit Off-Road. I know they're excited. Brian Rice brought him onto the team with Cody Quattlebaum,
who we'll see later on himself.
Yep, he'll be qualifying with us later on this morning. Again, if you're just tuning in, we appreciate everybody. This is Visions Week here at Mid-America Outdoors. We are qualifying for Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Miles, there's so many entries.
It's
hard to keep up on my sheets here. I'm trying to check off to make sure who all goes. Let's see that off the line. That person is I believe that's the 926 of Tyler Gibbs.
Out of Cattlesburg, Kentucky in the Pro Modified class, he's running a Can-Am, MRT, Method, Fox, and G-Force.
Lots of G-Force out here. I was over last night. Gary was not sitting there. He was working on shocks out of the back of the trailer. He was telling me that the AC went out on the back side of the motorhome where he's normally working on shocks. But they had this huge portico over there. I'm like, why didn't you just stick that in front of you? And they were going to put it on the lift, but yeah, I mean, it was 10 o'clock at night last night. And he's over there still working on shocks.
Everybody's been working on everything.
Yes, exactly.
This heat's going to be hard on the person. It's going to be hard on the equipment. It's hard on absolutely everything.
That's the 111 of Mr. John Seaman. He's
out
new.
Out of Marlin, North Carolina, running in the stock class. He's in a Can-Am, MRT, CT Raceworks, G-Force, and JC Properties. New racer to Ultra 4 Racing.
And he has a motocross background.
Okay, yeah, you had a chat with him last night.
Well, I went to real estate school with him.
Oh,
He's the one
there
that's
you
from
go.
my
Okay.
town, yeah.
Small world, isn't it?
Yeah, we met in real estate school, and he does work with my husband, and yeah, it's definitely a small world for sure. But I've been trying to get him to come here because he's always been intrigued by Ultra 4, and I'm like, King of the Hammers, that's one, you know, he always talked to me about King of the Hammers. And so I think that his goal is eventually to go race that, and you have to be here.
He's one step closer right
One step
now.
closer, exactly.
And look at the dust. Like I said, this is one car at a time. Once we start getting lap traffic tomorrow, it's going to really play its toll.
Looks like the 4906 of AJ Stratman has taken the green flag as well.
Out of High Ridge, Missouri, with his brother Phil riding shotgun with TTP Racing. He's in a Polaris, King Shocks, ARP, CBR, Factory UTV, RCV, Warn, Factor 55, Braven, Gateway Power, HCR, Hooker Harness, CRP, Rugged Race Radios, and Show Me Speed. He co-drove for Evan Englehart back in 2015, but his first time in the driver's seat was this year for King of the Hammers. He also has been driving for Bigfoot since 2004. Kind
That's
of fun
super
little
cool.
tidbit.
All right, the 111 of John Seaman, his time was a 109.768. It's a great time. But it's not the 101.604 of our leader right now, Mr. Mike Park. He's got to be super stoked. Love that double screen that we have going on. And I believe that will be the 113 that just took the green flag of Aaron Lynch.
Out of Powell, Tennessee, with MFN Performance in the stock class. He's in a Can-Am, MFM, Lynch Works, CA Technologies, TinFab, Maxxis, STI, G-Force, Fox, and Right Coast Off-Road. His first Ultra 4 race was Rush, Kentucky last year. And talking about CA Technologies, our one and only Jeremy Dickinson has recently started working for them, so we've got a great team member on CA Technologies. They're here in force this week. I was chatting with them during the summit a little bit. Next off the line, I missed that number.
I can tell you right here, Mr. Miles.
Mister, I could get used to that.
It's the 116 of Spencer Modlin.
He's in the Pro Mod class in a Can-Am, GBC, and Fox shocks. And again, we're qualifying here on the switchback. It's a little rhythm section with some whoops, some jumps, and then take a hard right and go across the rigid ridge. Then drop down the Bronco Falls, and that completes the qualifying lap, about a 3/4 of a mile. And like I said, it's Carson Atkins. No, it's Mike Park with a 101 time to beat today in the UTV class.
And if we look at this, I missed this, Miles. The 926 of Tyler Gibbs has taken over the number 2 position from Carson Atkins with a 102.867.
Say that again?
Tyler Gibbs, the 926, has taken over the number 2 spot from Carson
number 2
Atkins.
spot, okay.
Yeah. I missed that right there.
So great qualifying for him. Got another one off the line.
It's hard to catch these numbers, but it's awesome that we have this timing here. That is the 188 of Mr. Terry Madden.
Oh, that's a Mr. Terry Madden, huh? Out of Yucca Valley, California, with Terry Madden Racing. He's in a Can-Am Mid-America Outdoors, and he's a Mid-America Outdoors ambassador. Terry and I go back a very long time. Great guy there. He's got Vision, Pit Viper, Warren, Factor 55, Rockford, Fosgate, KC Highlights, Rugged, 360 Wraps, BFG, Warrior Built, Monster, Fox, Pro Eagle, Power Tank, and RCV. And he's been running around King of the Hammers and Ultra Force, I think, since I have back in 2009. So he's definitely a veteran of the sport. And just a great ambassador for Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4 Racing. I was talking to him. He's a busy man. He's all over the place. He's heading to London here shortly, so he said he's going to be racing a very mild race pace to save the car because he has no time to to race here. He's going to London for a Harley deal, and then he's coming back to race Sturgis. So he's got minimal prep time.
We have a very short period between now and Sturgis, which is, you know, it is what it is on it. But off the line right now, we do have the number 6 of Philip Poe. That would be him on screen right now.
Philip Papa Poe out of Shannon, Mississippi with G-Force Racing. He's racing with Mid-America Outdoors Championship Series as well. He's in a Can-Am, MRT, Jamie McCoy Racing, G-Force Racing, NOS, CT Raceworks, JW Performance, CA Technologies, MRT, all things UTV, Keller, Raceline, and Fox. His first Ultra 4 race was at the Dirty Turtle back in 2019, and he finished 3rd place here this year at the 918.
All right, Terry Madden came through. He is now sitting in that number 5 position at a 106.380.
Wanted to be a top 10, and I think a top 10 is just what he'll get.
That screen right there is the 5012, Mr. Brian Stone.
Out of Edders, Pennsylvania with Brian Stone Racing. He's in the Pro Modified class in the Can-Am X3, RCV, G-Force, Fox, Maxxis, Raceline Wheels, MRT, Walker Evans, Big B, CT Raceworks, Hess, Keller, and Jason Watt. So Brian Stone has had a great season thus far, and he is just getting started.
You could see how hard he was on the brakes on that little downhill right there. He was on it so hard that it looked like his belly pan, his skid plate was dragging. What's another really cool feature here is where they're doing qualifying, there's a whole entire bleacher area right there that you can sit there and have a view of the whole entire qualifying course. That's where we had the rodeo out the other night.
Yeah, the rodeo was a lot of fun. It was pretty wild. Oh, next off the screen is the
Liam Dickey, the 958.
Liam Dickey out of Norfolk, Nebraska in the Pro Modified class in the Can-Am PSN Racing, Sedona, Double E Racing.
And Mr. Brian Stone has taken over the number 2 position at a 102.667.
Wow, so number 2 is split up by less than 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, we thought Carson Atkins' time was
wild.
Awesome. Nobody's broken, you know, obviously Mike Park with the 101.604, but we'll see if they actually break that 1 minute marker.
It'll be very close. But lots of racing action yet to come.
For sure. Let's see, we have another car off the line here.
Is that Brian Hamby, possibly?
Yes, it is. It's the 817 of Brian Hamby.
Out of Winchester, Tennessee. He was having some issues with that car, some brake issues, so I'm glad to see he got it back going. Out of Winchester, Tennessee with Limited Budget Racing. He's in a Can-Am, Extreme Razor Performance, CA Technologies, Turner Cycles, Trinity Racing, Halo, KMC, Maxxis, KMC, Fox, and System 3. His first Ultra 4 race was this year in Moab.
I was just looking through some Facebook messages right here. John Matthews, he's saying, it looks like an amazing facility, wishes they were here.
Yeah, he took a really bad tumble up in Prairie City, and I don't think they got the car quite back together. Hate you're not here with us, John, but we know you'll be back.
Yeah, and then there's Thor Motorsports up in Ontario, Canada. They said they will not miss this event next year.
Yeah, we got a few Canadians. We have Derek Starr and his son Connor Racing, and then another team, first race, I'm dropping their name right now, but they're racing the 4400 class.
Derek Starr. Derek Starr.
I just said he's racing, but his buddy is racing also.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can't remember his name.
I tuned you out again, Miles, sorry.
You'll have that. So next off the line.
I've got you here. Let me just pull that up. It looks like Ian Boyce in the number 4915.
He's in the stock class running a Polaris, MRT tires, Sedona, and Walker. We've got 58 UTVs qualifying today, and out on course tomorrow is going to be absolutely insane. They will be taking off 2 at a time. I believe it's going to be about 15 or 20 second increments because we have to get them all out on course. It's only a 5.2 mile lap, and I think it's going to be a 14-minute lap for the fast guys tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very, very quick, but I've been talking to them. They were talking about some of the, you know, up and downs and stuff, but like you're saying, I think tomorrow the dust will be a factor. Hopefully we get some kind of breeze maybe that'll kick up tomorrow, hopefully, but it's going to be warm.
Yeah, the wind is the racer's friend, that's for sure. We could use a little bit of rain. I'm not a mud guy at all, but we need some rain here, and it's not in the forecast, but wind would definitely help out for sure.
But even in the trees, though, like the dust doesn't always even with a breeze, it doesn't settle down. So it looks like Jason Tidwell just finished with a 1:20.365, but we have Greg Hayes in the 8:11 that is off the line.
He is running in the stock class with a Can-Am, Sedona, and Fox. Like I said, with 58 UTVs out there, it's hard to keep everything going straight. But right now, it's still Mr. Mike Park with a 101 with Team 904 out of Callahan, Florida.
And we have only had, out of the 58, 25 of them take the green flag so far.
We're less than halfway through qualifying for the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. And if you're just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. We are here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions Week. We are doing the qualifying for Ultra 4 racing presented by Progressive Insurance.
And we've had some guests come in here this week, and they've been going around the park checking it out. Mr. Dustin Jones.
Yeah, Dustin Jones is here.
S3 Power Sports.
Had some good laughs with him. He's a great character in the off-road industry. I asked him if he's racing. He said, not this week. He's here just hanging out, having fun.
All right, we have the number 40 of Jeremy Blackburn, just took the green flag.
He has been on a roll this year out of Pikeville, Kentucky with On the Gas Racing. He's in the stock class. He's in a Polaris RS1, Tusk, Walker Evans, and G-Force. He got first place at Rush and AOP this year. He is in the first place in the Eastern Series for Ultra 4 Racing thus far.
All right, let's go through the top 5 really quick. We do have Mr. Mike Park still in that number 1 position. Brian Stone, number 2. Tyler Gibbs, 3rd. Carson Atkins, 4th. And Liam Dickey in that 5th position. Those are our top 5 qualifiers as of right now.
And how much time splits those guys and
Brian's,
gals up?
between
4
Brian's,
seconds
yeah,
for
well,
first through 5?
Exactly.
That's very impressive. Looks like we have another one off the line.
We have the number 91 of Brian Crofts.
Oh, Mr. Brian Crofts out of Queen Creek, Arizona with CB Motorsports. He's in a Polaris, Clockworks, Nitto, Fox, FK, Willwood, RCV, Curry, Baja Designs, Rugged, Warren, Axial, Off the Grid, Monster, Factor 55, 212, and Proper Tuning. He started off in the 4500 class, has moved up to the 4400 class, and would be racing, except for with the supply and demand with the chain. He did not get his engine back in time, so he is not racing the 4400 class, and he was definitely bummed about it, but he said he's actually sitting pretty good for points for the UTV race, so he's coming anyways. And obviously his fiance Bailey Campbell's here racing as well. Shannon is soon-to-be father-in-law. And actually Brian Croft's car is actually for sale, so if you want to race 4400, you could buy that car and come racing Ultra 4.
All right, let's see what his time was here shortly. But off the line, I believe that is the 22 of Mike McClure.
McClure, good old Kansas boy, with Matt Kraft riding shotgun out of Ness City, Kansas with Bent and Twisted Racing. He's running the stock class. He's in a 2020 Polaris Turbo S, Evo Tune, ORB, STI, BFG, Rugged, Rhino, PRP, Keller, Ibach, and Fox. He started racing XR8 back in 2005. He's been involved with Ultra 4 and King of the Hammer since 2009. He stepped away for a little bit, but I'm glad to have him back in the Ultra 4 family once again.
All right, Brian Crofts, his time coming through was a 1:06.902.
So that's top 10, isn't it?
He's in 10th position right now.
Right. Ooh. So 5 seconds splitting up the top 10. That is super impressive.
And the heavy hitter, Mr. Paul Wolf, in that number 86 has taken that green flag.
So 86, Mr. Paul Wolf racing every single thing he can this week. He's doing the switchback. He's doing the America Pro Rock. He's been doing the SRS series, and now he's qualifying for Ultra 4 out of Brighton, Illinois with Wolf Racing. He's in a Can-Am, MRT, Raceline, HCR, C8 Technologies, G-Force, Zollinger Racing, Mid-America Outdoors, EBC Brakes, RCV, and Halo Lockers. He's in first place in the East and in the national points for Ultra 4 this season. He got third place at King of the Hammers this year. He got first at Rush. This guy is absolutely on fire, and we will see him battling with the big dogs here later on in his UFO. I suspect a quick time for Paul Wolf.
I do too. And off the line just now is a 395 of Cameron Zollers.
Out of Canton, Ohio, with Cam's Motorsports. He's in a Polaris Turbo S, MRT, Muscle Race Wheels, Zebras, Shocks, and RCV. And Pam, what do we got?
You always know because I like throw my arm towards you, but Paul Wolf just took the #1 spot with a 56.775.
Wow, I think that time's going to be hard to beat, even in a big car. This is a pretty technical qualifying course, but a 56-second run for Paul Wolf, very impressive.
Wow, that's, I mean, you could tell how he was driving. Of course, I mean, with the dust, your qualifying spot is going to be definitely key here this weekend because the dust is going to be so thick out there unless we get a breeze.
That clean air is going to be a huge
factor.
advantage. But I guarantee there's going to be lap traffic going into even lap 2 and 3 on this race.
Yes. Okay, and we have the 253 of Mitch Walford off the line.
Out of Ashland, Tennessee with Razor Extreme in the Pro Modified class. He's in another Polaris RS1, Maxxis Tires, OMF, Elka Rhino. He's been UTV racing since he was 10, current champion at IXCR. He got second place at Rush, Kentucky this year.
So Cameron Zollers, the number 395, he came through with the time of a 1:05.529, and that put him in the number 6 position.
So much action going on. Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing. It's going to be amazing. And something we're trying to reiterate, but go to ultra4racing.com/ultra4tv or go to the Ultra4 Vimeo. We are doing pay-per-view this deal. I know Barbie Jeep's going to be on pay-per-view later on this afternoon. So if you did purchase it earlier in the year, make sure to tune in for Barbie Jeep later on this evening.
I can't wait. I know you said that you're going to go over and watch it with your family, and I'm like, definitely, that's going to be one thing that I always look forward to. I have had a Barbie Jeep brought here for me to race, but I am not going to be able to do that because I'm going to choose not to.
You asked for one, somebody brought one, and now you're not doing it.
I don't know.
Come
I don't
on,
remember
Pam.
asking for it.
I saw it on the Facebooks.
I'd stop for a while, get back to doing it.
All right, the 253, let's see what the time was for 253. Mitch Walford, he came through at a 1:08.
And who just took off? I missed them.
096, and we have off the line the 4903 of Will Harris.
Out of Pendleton, South Carolina with Dynamic Fabrication Solutions. He's in the stock class running a Polaris Razor, MRT, Raceline, G-Force, and RCV.
You know what scares me about the Barbie Jeep downhill? The jump that's
The
like
end,
a quarter. No, the one that's right there at the almost in the middle.
Oh, that was not bad. The end jump when you land in the water is the one that makes me nervous. Oh, who just took
that
off
is
there
Mr.
on fire?
Jamie McCoy.
Number 70, Jamie McCoy out of Kingsport, Tennessee with G-Force Racing, trying to chase down Paul Wolf's time of a 56-second. He's running the Pro Modified class. He's in the Can-Am X3 C8 technology built car, G-Force tuned shocks, STK, MRT, Evo Power Sports, Keller ball joints. This guy has been on a mission. He's a Can-Am factory off-road racer. He raced MX for a long time. He was the 2019 Rookie of the Year with Ultra 4. He won the 2019 Ultra 4 Titan Championship. He was the Ultra 4 East Championship winner in 2019 and 21, national champ in 2020. He got first at AOP this year. Jamie McCoy is always going to be.
And Will Harris at the 4903, he came through with the time of a 1:09.403. And Mr. Jamie McCoy, number 70, a 1:01.04.
So top 10 run for him, huh?
3.329 seconds behind Paul Wolf.
So Mark Welch, number 88, out of Folsom, California. He's in our open class, and he's in the first for points in West and the Nationals. He's in a custom-built Polaris with turbo drivetrain. He's running Maxxis tires, Method race wheels, and King shocks. He podiumed. Got first in Moab last year and this year, and got first at the Stampede as well. So Mark Welch in that open class is always one to watch.
He always does really well at Moab too. All right, let's see. It looks like we have another car that.
Who was that just took off? Was that the 9?
Mark Welch, number 88. He is at a 1:03.303. And then let's see who took off the line here. Give me just a moment. It's not popping up here for me. Hold on here. reset my timing here. It's just not popped up.
And coming into the booth right now is Mr. Terry Madden. You just got off the course, had a top 10 run, I believe, and we were talking yesterday about running. You're going to run just a kind of a safe pace, and you wanted that top 10, and you're looking pretty.
Yeah, Miles, we did a bunch of changes on the car, and I've honestly been a little overbooked and haven't given it the time it needs, and I'm not real comfortable in it yet. So we just went and ran conservative, trying to make sure we could finish, not tear it up.
How is the course? It looks dusty, it looks loose, but it's pretty fast.
Qualifying was amazing. I wish I'd have ran one siding lap and looked at it. I didn't. I didn't on purpose because that slows me down. So I'd have to be paying attention. But the course itself is amazing, but the dust is going to be a huge, huge factor.
Yeah, today's it's dusty, don't get me wrong, but you're one car at a time. Tomorrow with 58 UTVs on the course at the same time, it is going to be pretty wild. I feel sorry for the people that take off from the back of the pack. But again, I think it's going to be lap traffic the whole time.
It's not going to matter. The laps are quick enough. It's going to be lap traffic. And the section is in the trees today, just in practice, the dust was hanging between them. It was like you're driving through a dark tunnel.
That's exactly what I was saying. There's no, I mean, even if there is a breeze, it's not going to get down there deep into the trees.
And then the shadows with the sun coming through with the dust, it plays some tricks on you.
Yeah,
and those trees are skinny.
It's just rare because it's not normally that dry here, and it's just one of them things.
All right, who just took off there, Pam? We've missed a couple of them.
Well, Levi Metzinger, he just came through. I was looking for his time right now. I'm not sure who just took off the line.
Levi Metzinger out of Shamokin, Pennsylvania with Levi Metzinger Racing.
He
a Can-Am.
Yes, and he ran a 109.203 was his qualifying time.
I think it's 16.
That's,
Oh, is it? 16?
oh, that's Gilbert. That's Aiden
That's
Gilbert.
Aiden Gilbert with Casey Gilbert riding shotgun out of Fenton, Michigan with Gilbert Brothers Racing, and a Polaris running Nitto tires, Method Race Wheels, Fox, Brannick Motorsports, Big B, Fun Haver Off-Road Team helps him go. He raced 170s back in Dirty Turtle a few years ago, but his first official Ultra 4 race was this year at Rush, Kentucky, and his biggest sponsors is his mom and dad with Alliance Tree Service.
All right, there's Mr. Jody Ford, just took the line, the number 140.
Out of Markle, Indiana with Team Indiana in the stock class, running Polaris Pro XP, Fox, BFG, Brannick, PRP, ZRP, MRT, G-Force, Warn, and Raceline. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers 2018.
I like that new section of the qualifying course they built, the little rhythm section.
The switchback, it's going to be wild. I mean, there's some jumps, there's some rhythms, some whoops, a little bit of everything.
No, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch tomorrow night.
Are you going to do the switchback? You are? All right. Are you going to let it all hang? Well, you got to save the car.
I don't know. We'll see. That's always, it sounds good in theory until you're actually driving. But we're short on prep time for Sturgis. I'm going to be gone. So I really do need to save the car.
Yeah, I was talking about that when you were running. You're going to London for some Harley stuff. Am I getting that right?
We're doing that Mally Mile event again over there. It's just an amazing event at a castle that's old school bikes, old school. It's like old gentlemen's, European gentlemen's racing. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you're a Mid-America Outdoors ambassador, Terry. We thoroughly appreciate you being here. This place is amazing. I mean, they've got the pool. They've got the RC track they just built. They've got the high lifter course up there. They've got pit bikes. They've got everything. What else could they have?
If this had been here when I lived in Kansas, I probably never would have moved to California.
Yeah, it's only a 3-hour drive for me.
Right. I wouldn't have left because, this is what I went in search of, and now it's back here at home.
I believe on screen that is the number 17 of Colin Truitt.
Out of Nebo, North Carolina with Truitt Racing. He's in the Pro Modified class, running a Polaris RS1, DFS race engines, Sparco, Walker Evans, HMF, Seal Savers, and Keller joints. His first Ultra 4 race was Rush, Kentucky this year.
He's my neighbor.
Yeah, lives right down the road
yes,
from you.
His dad is my son's backup driver out here whenever he is unable to make it to the short course. But he's running the short course series as well.
Look at him launching the Bronco Falls.
Let's see what his time is going to be.
Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing.
What do we got the rest of the day, Miles? I haven't even looked. I've been kind of busy.
We've got the Ultra 4 170 race starting at 2 p.m. At 3 p.m. we have America Pro Rock Racing. And at 5:30 we have the Barbie Jeep Downhill. And then tonight at 7:30 is the Mid-America Outdoors Racing Side-by-Side Championship Series. So lots of stuff. We have the drag race open. We've got a couple different live music acts tonight. I mean, You think about it, it's here.
I want to do the Barbie Jeep so bad. It looks like so much fun.
So
You
I've
can
done.
take, you
I've,
can take the car that was brought for me.
I've
can't.
done it
On
back in the
screen?
day, but it hurts too much.
On screen is the 1948 of Joshua Smith.
Oh, a heavy hitter, 1948, out of Castle Rock, Colorado, with Smith Brothers Racing. He's in a 2022 Razor Pro XP, built by Infinity Fab, Liqui-Moly, MRT, ZRP, HCR, Warren, Factor 55, Skull Graphics, Alpine Off-Road. He's first in the West and the National points this year. This kid has been on fire.
And then on
He's the
screen
young
right
gun
there,
of the sport.
the green flag was just thrown for the 4918 of Matthew McIntosh.
Out of Marietta, Georgia, he's in the stock class, running a Polaris Turbo Razor. Keller ball joints, G-Force tuned shocks, Walker, and Maxxis. He started racing Ultra 4 back in 2020. Remember, this is the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. There are 3 different classes qualifying. They will race intermixed tomorrow, but they will be scored separately.
There's going to be lots of action tomorrow.
So,
it's going to be easy
Terry,
because
does
there's
that,
so many.
does that play a little thing on your mind when you don't know who's in what class? I mean, they all look very similar. Obviously, a few pop out for sure, but does that play a mind when you're trying to figure out where you are on course, or you have good communication in pits?
It would, but a race like this, it's not gonna play. You're not gonna see what car it is anyway.
It's just
you're
gonna be dust.
watching
Okay.
taillights.
Yep.
You're not gonna. You're just. The only point of passing in this one's gonna hope for clean air, but I think there's just gonna be dust pile after dust pile. I don't think there's gonna be clean air.
Well, time will tell. You know, it just is what it is. That's what Ultra 4 is all about, is adapt and overcome. There's Mr. Cole Clark.
Cole's been having good.
That
good
kid,
run this year.
yeah, he has been on fire. Out of Cortez, Colorado, with Jimmy's 4x4. He's first in the Western Ultra 4 points. He's in the Pro Mod class in an RMS-built Polaris RS1 with turbo drivetrain, KMC, rugged, PRP, RCV, HCR, and ZRP.
We missed Mr. James Cantrell, the number 502. He went through. He is sitting in the 4th position at a 101.644.
James Cantrell, number 502, out of Louisville, Kentucky, racing for Mad Ram 11. Throwing down a great run, but on screen is Mr. Cole Clark. I suspect great things from him. Looks like up next is going to be number 33 of Koja with Bandit Off-Road Racing. He's in a Polaris Turbo Razor. Warren, Brannick, MRT, Rugged, Ogio, Keller Performance, Castle Lake Metals, Walker Evans, Trinity, Aftermarket Assassins, Kryptonite Suspension, and KWT. His first Ultra 4 race was last year at Rush, Kentucky. Racing
Okay.
for Bandit Off-Road Racing.
Cole Clark, the number 24, he went through with a 101.554. That makes him in that number
Fifth,
3
three
position.
spot. Great.
So
great
right
run.
now we have Paul Wolf in the number 1 position at a 56.775. Jamie McCoy in the number 2 position at a 1:1:04, and then Cole Clark in that 101.554 in that 3rd position.
That Paul Wolf, Jamie McCoy from the start to the first tree pinch.
Yeah, it's going to
gonna be war
because
tomorrow.
it's side by side and it's up this hill on the short course. It's going to be wild.
And when it hits that first, yeah, they're gonna be fighting it.
As Cody Qualabong heading up and over the Rigid Ridge. He'll be dropping down the Bronco Falls here shortly.
And
Is that
that's the number
Travis
20.
Zollinger?
Yes, the number 20 of Travis Zollinger.
Out of Nibley, Utah, with Zollinger Racing Products. That is Mr. ZRP himself. He's running in the Pro Mod class. He's in a single-seat Can-Am, custom built, ZRP, RCV, BFG, Sparco seats, HCR, and Fox. His first Ultra 4 race was the Nationals back in 2017. He's been the Western Championship winner in 18 and 19 and the National Champ in 2019. He's won the Mint. He's won the UTV Worlds. He's been a force to be reckoned with. Travis Zollinger really brings a lot to our sport.
Have you ever looked at that car close, Miles?
It is amazing. Like at quick glance, I didn't know what it was, and I got closer. I was like, it is a Can-Am. It is a single seat.
got
They build some of the
beautiful
nicest UTV parts. He started in the snowmobile world and has really crossed over to the UTV.
I'm running his knuckles and love them.
All right.
Here's Mr. Scott Lesage, I believe,
Yes, it is. The number 4932.
out of San Diego, California, with Sage Alternatives Racing. He's in the Pro Mod class. He's in a Razor 1000 with a Craftworks supercharger. I believe it's the only supercharger out there racing in the UTV class. He's got an Alba race engine, RCV, Fox, PRP, Maxxis, and DWT. He travels all over the country to come racing with Ultra 4. Was it 2020? He raced every single race and almost raced every single mile at the Nationals in Oklahoma. He was about 3 miles shy of racing every single mile of Ultra 4 racing. I mean, just a huge effort from him. And he's from Southern California, drove all over the U.S. Great drive from
And
It's
usually
got
he
sage.
comes without a pit crew.
Yeah, he usually shows up by himself, sleeps in a pop-up,
Yep.
has his trailer, does all his own,
Exactly.
prep and everything. But he's a great guy.
So Travis Zollinger, he came through. He took over the number 3 spot from Cole Clark. Travis is at a 101.229.
And off the line now is Mr. Heath Taylor with James King riding shotgun. James King will be with Quentin Hilburn later on this afternoon as well, out of Pea Ridge, Arkansas, with Taylor Racing. He's in the stock class running a Polaris Razor, BFG, Warren, and Walker Evans. He started out racing motocross, but caught the KOH bug when he helped in the pits in 2018, and his first race was King of the Hammers 2020.
So do you know, Miles, when they are they mixing the classes off the start based on time?
Yep, it is qualifying order, just
Oh, it looks like
hands
something's-
down. That's all they're doing. So it'll be intermixed, but you will be scored within class. But it is 2 at a time. This race will be on adjusted time, and UTVs take off. What is that? I think 9:30 or 10 tomorrow. So yeah, EMC takes off at 8, and you guys are after them in the 4400 class.
All right, let's see who that is that just took the green flag. We have so far have had 46 UTVs take the green flag this
Out
morning.
of 58.
Oh, that's 831.
I do not have 831 on my sheet. I do apologize. No, that's
Bill
Bill Hilliard.
Hilliard.
That's a
Yep.
T831. That's right.
I
It's a
didn't
little-
see the T.
No, so he's got the desert background. He's running in the open class. He's in a Can-Am, Maxxis, Vision, and G-Force.
You can see right there the dust just on the qualifying course. I'm surprised because there's really not a breeze. It doesn't just stick around on the people before you. I mean, when you were going, was there any
There was
dust?
a haze.
It was a haze? Okay. I think that's Dustin
I
Robbins,
was going to
possibly.
guess that. It's bright blue.
Pretty sure it was Dustin Robbins that just took the line with a 3. Yes, it is a 311 of Dustin Robbins.
He is out of Decatur, Alabama with All Things UTV. He is Mr. All Things UTV. He's sponsors a lot of racers in this sport. He's in the Pro Modified class in a Can-Am, All Things UTV, Vision Wheels, Super ATV, KMC, Maxxis, Vision, Dragonfire, KB3, Warren, Bikeman Performance, G-Force, and Double E. His first Ultra 4 race was Crossbars, Oklahoma, 2017. He's raced a little bit of everything and really is in the UTV world heavily. Is that Scott Raymer, looks like, on the start line?
I believe he has the Fuelworks car, correct? Does it say Fuelworks?
Yep.
Yeah.
So number 4934 out of Springdale, Arkansas with Fuelworks Racing. He's in a Pilgreen-built chassis, Polaris 1000 turbo drivetrain. He's got portals. I believe he's the only UTV running portals, and that's why he is in the open class. He's running Nitto tires, Fox, Raceline, Super ATV, and Fuelworks. And he's in first place in the open class in the Eastern Division for Ultra 4 Racing.
You missed it. He took that last jump, and when he went, it was like a poof of dust everywhere.
Look at the center of gravity on that thing. Those portals really make it sit up there. So in the rocks, that thing really shines. And I heard the ruts are getting deep out in the woods, so he'll have an advantage over some of those. Were you out? Did you see some ruts out there
Yeah, it's
pre-running, Terry?
drying up. It's starting to rut, and it's starting to get a little bit of chop on the uphill stuff.
That's always fun stuff. Let's see who this is. I can't quite make it out. That will be the 1950 of Logan Goodall just took the green flag.
Out of Glendale, Arizona with Goodall Racing. He's in the stock class running a Polaris Razor, Nitto tires, Dirty Life, and a Fox. There are a lot of UTVs that came here to Mid-America Outdoors to race during Visions Week with Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance. We need to give a huge shout out to Holly, Lasernut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King, King of the Hammers, Progressive, 4 Wheel Parts, Optima, Monster, Bronco, Ford, and Can-Am. This is the 4900 Can-Am UTV class, so please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today at Mid-America Outdoors. And if you're anywhere in the area, come on out. Camping is sold out, but There's a lot of dry camping out there. You can come here and check it out just for a day pass. If you are a day pass, you cannot get in the pool. But if you are a camper, you can get in the pool. And somebody stuffed it off the Bronco Falls.
That was Logan Goodall that did that just now, because off the line is the 589 of Thomas Ram.
Out of Fenton, Michigan, with 589 fabrication in the Pro Mod class. He's in the Can-Am X3 Turbo RR, double E-tuned Fox shocks, Icon, Maxxis, and Method race wheels. His first Ultra 4 race was in 2021 at AOP. His co-driver is Alex Flanagan.
How many 4400 cars did we have, Miles?
Just shy of 40, I believe. It was 37, but I think we added one or two, so I think we're just shy of 40, 4,400 cars.
There's 39 on this starting list right here.
Yeah, it was 37 the other day. They added a couple, so that sounds right. That's impressive. I think this is the most, the biggest car count we've ever had at a regional race.
I could see that. And what better place?
Yeah, but this is a double points race, so it kind of forces the East and the West to come in.
That,
and it's central located, and the park's amazing.
That's a big part of it. The fact that you can bring your family and bring the kids and let them hang in the pool, and there's something here, it makes a difference. It's way more enticing.
So I've been coming to, to King of Hammer since 09. I've been coming to all the regional races since 17. Haven't missed a regional race since 2017, and have never brought my kids. They're here. They're swimming. They're having a ball. Yep. Love bringing the family. This is awesome.
We are switching classes. I didn't get to do the rundown of the top 5 right there just now, but we are switching gears here to the 4600 stock class.
Well, that's back to the 4600. That is Albert Contreras. We've already qualified them, but he must have got a hold of JT and said, hey, I'm having some issues. So that's the deal. If you communicate with JT, he will give you a little extra time. So there's Alex Fleming coming up next as well. So that's exactly what just happened.
Albert was up there when I was staged, and he pulled out a line, was looking at something.
Woo!
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Nice save.
Oh,
that was a very good save.
Albert's been with us forever.
Yeah, Albert,
I love Albert. He's so much fun.
He's awesome. He's been racing Ultra 4 since 2013. Albert
Contreras.
Contreras.
That long?
Yeah.
I wonder he must have been coming before that, because he seems like he's been here from the start.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Albert's got his son Tristan riding shotgun with him. Out of Compton, California, with Jeep Thrills Off-Road. He's in a Jeep JL, factory engine and transmission, Atlas, King, Raceline, Mickey Thompson, and Mastercraft. He's owner and operator at Jeep Thrills Off-Road. He was the Ultra 4 National Champion in 2016 in the stock class and Sportsman of the Year in 2018. And to me, that means a lot. And that just shows you Albert Contreras, what kind of guy he really is.
Albert Shop's another one you got to check out if you're ever in the area.
I haven't been there. He's invited me. I haven't made it.
God, he's got
and just to go to Compton,
so
many
awesome. Jeep parts. Like walls of them, huge old warehouses. If you need a Jeep tub, a Jeep axle,
he's got it.
He's got it. He's got bodies hanging from the ceiling.
Off the line next is Mr. Alex Fleming with Will Oliver riding shotgun out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He's with Sherpa Motorsports, with a 2004 Toyota 4Runner, IFS suspension, stock V8, Yoda Mafia, Yukon, Nexon tires, Warn, Optima batteries, Factor 55, King shocks, and Black Rhino. He's raced Yor for quite a while. His first King of the Hammers was 2021. The V8's probably going to help on some of those long hill climbs out back.
If we get any speed on them hill climbs.
If you got to, hey, momentum is key. I'm telling you, get a run at it. If you try to start from the bottom, it's going to be a long day.
There's going to be a couple of them dust nightmares. It's just the way it is. We had one last race I remember similar to this was Roush Creek in Pennsylvania. Remember that year on that hill climb, and we got all in the dust and piled
I
up?
didn't go to that race.
I thought you just said you were at every one.
Since 17. That was prior to that.
Oh, it was.
See, you don't listen.
Yeah, that was probably 13.
Miles, I think people are starting to tone out a little bit.
That's fine.
It's Miles.
All week long, Miles and I were not all week, but we were putting up all these wind blades that you see out there, and he would say something to me.
Hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them. We put up hundreds of them, yes.
Where did Albert end up?
He ended up in the 4th position out of 125.947.
Great run.
For Albert.
Oh, it looks like we're switching to the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. That is, oh my God, it's Justin Hall.
I think they're cleaning up the extras before they go to 4400.
We haven't qualified 45s yet.
Oh.
So
I thought they went first this morning.
Nope. 46 went first, then it went UTV, then 45s, then 48s, and then 44s.
So how many 45s we got?
We've got 9 of them, which is a great car count for them. So there's our
All
Pro
right.
Mod class. So we're going to start off with number 13, Justin Hall. Before we send them off the line, let's give some of our marketing partners some love. We have Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster, Optima, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Holly, Lasernut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King, King of the Hammers, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Amsoil, Method, Axial, PCI, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon, HCR, Warren, Factor 55, ARB, Rigid, Brannick, Tread Lightly, and Action Sports Canopy. Those are our official sponsors of Ultra 4 Racing, so please support who supports the sport. And some of our amazing partners for here at Mid-America Outdoors are Mid-America Outdoors themselves, Ultimax Belts, 360 Wraps, and the Off-Road Syndicate. So again, if you're building a tow rig, a mall crawler, a race car, go check out all these amazing partners and show them the love that they are showing us, because we would not be racing here at Mid-America Outdoors during Vision Weeks qualifying for the Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. As Justin Hall takes off.
All the way from Northern California, correct?
Justin Hall is out of Morgan Hill, California with Rock Hard Racing. He's got a home-built single-seat chassis, Grom Racing 415 stroker engine, JR 4L80E transmission, SCST case, Gearworks, Brannick, Falcon, Dirty Life race wheels, Radfloat, and Liberty Mountain Fab. He started racing motocross when he was 5 years old. He's raced the NorCal Series quite a bit. He was the Series Championship in 14, 16, and 19. He's raced over in Japan and Australia. He's done a little bit of everything.
I did not know that he went to Japan and raced.
Yeah, he
That's
did
awesome.
the cone dodging over there with, I believe it was Wee Rock. Does that sound right?
What is cone dodging?
That's the slow rock crawling where you try to go around the cones and not touch them.
I've never heard of that.
I don't remember who put that on there. That was, remember Nazi, I don't know how to say his name, Nazi Tasudo?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that guy.
He had a lot to do that. He used to come hang out with us some
I
here.
know Jesse
Shannon,
Haynes was over there. Shannon
I know
Campbell.
Shannon went over
Yep.
at one point.
Was that St. Clair? Did I miss him take off? Did he already finish?
Cody St. Clair, the 4561. It looks like he just
pulled
pulled off
off.
to the left.
So he took off, and he must have an issue with his car because he just took off and then pulled off track. So not sure what's going on with Cody St. Clair. That is a tough break for him.
Right there on the bottom.
Oh, he's pulled off and stopped is what he has done.
So Cody St. Clair out of Ponder, Texas with SCR Motorsports. Not sure what's going on, but tough break for him. So he'll probably be taking a rear start
And there's
with that
Sean.
Tribe 16 chassis.
Next off the line is going to be the 4531 of Sean Rance.
Out of Aztec, New Mexico. He's first place in the Western Series for Ultra 4 with Mud Nut Racing. He's in a 1976 Ford Bronco, 455 small block, ATI Turbo 400, Trailworthy Fab 10 case, Rough Stuff Mega High 9s, RCV, King, Milestar, PRP, and Raceline.
There's not much 76 Bronco left there.
The hood, the fenders, well, maybe a couple of them. But that's a cool looking
It's
rig.
an amazing rig.
He's been racing that thing for a very long time.
Oh.
And there's some Ford contingency money. So there's $1,000 if you're running a grill or a hood, and there's an additional $1,000 if you're running Ford Performance. So if he wins his class, he gets $2,000 from Ford Performance.
We were sitting talking a lot about that last night. I love that Ford's doing that. I'd like to see some of the others do it and get this to be more of an OE type battle like some of the other sports are.
And talking of exactly where you're at, we've got a stampede of Broncos racing. We got Bailey, Cole, Vaughn, Gittin, and Brad Level all racing those Broncos. And again, they'll take some of that Ford contingency money as well. And like you said, driving the OEM to Ultra 4 it's the only way to grow, and I think we're on a good track.
Yeah, I hope we see some others realize that and step in.
I've heard some rumors of some other OEMs
Yeah,
getting interested.
All right, now off the line is Sean Rance. They more than likely had to get Cody St. Clair off the track just a little bit more. Oh,
Looks like he's
There's
going to
some-
save it.
kickers out there for sure.
So obviously he went off track unintentional, so no worries there at all as he hits this little whoop rhythm section. And what a great save by Sean Rance Sr. He's got his son John Rance that I believe is riding shotgun with him. Takes that little wide 180 and then heading up and across the Rigid Ridge.
And they did not get to pre-run the qualifying course. They actually didn't mark it till this morning because they did not want anybody to see exactly what it was and go out there and try to pre-run it.
They were able to pre-run this morning, but not
This morning?
till this morning. Yep.
The qualifying course?
Yep, yep.
Okay, I was under the understanding that
I
they were not
heard
pre-running
both
qualifying
ways,
course.
but
Okay.
then in the driver's meet, he did say he'll have it open on.
Awesome.
We had entire courses like that when we raced the Ultra 4 Euro.
Really?
They
No pre-running.
You got a GPS download, and the course hadn't even been ran at all, so there weren't tracks. They walked part of it to market. So we learned, Levi and I learned real quick on the first one in Wales that we qualified first, that it wasn't always the best thing because you were breaking trees and clearing paths.
Was that the race where you could only see your helmets?
No, that was sweet. Scotland. That was Scotland.
I remember seeing that picture thinking,
That was
I'm glad I'm not in that seat right now.
I'd take this dust over that mud any day.
Absolutely. Who just took off there?
Well, Justin Hall was in the number 1 position with a 1:17.647, but Sean Rance took it over with a 1:14.853. But
Oh, that's
on track
Goodall.
is 7779 of Kenneth Goodall.
Another good-looking car.
Absolutely. Out of Glendale, Arizona with Goodall Racing. He's in a Stearns chassis, Ford Bronco, Ford Clip, Klein LS7, zero gravity, 4L80E transmission, stacked T-case, Spider Tracks, Fox, BFG, Warren, PCI, Dirty Line, Willwood, and Baja Designs. He's in first place in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class. And I'll give you a quick rundown of what a 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class car actually is. You can have 2.5 shocks per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel, some kind of mechanical steering, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire, and you have to have a front-mounted engine, but unlimited horsepower. That's the 4517 of Jesse Oliver out of White Lake, Michigan with Oliver Racing. He's in a Ford-based chassis built by Oliver Racing. He's got a Mass Motorsports LS 427, Edmunds Turbo 400, Atlas, Yukon, Brannick, Warren, Raceline, Falcon, All-Tech Tune, Radflow, and Rugged. He's a grassroots race team. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers 2013. In 2021, he got second in the Eastern Championship. He had a win in Tennessee and multiple other podiums along the way. Jesse Oliver is definitely one to watch in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class.
And Kenneth Goodall took the number 1 position from Sean Rance at a 1:10.977.
Give me that time again.
1:10.977.
So still
All right.
the fastest time of the day to beat right now is Mike Park with a 101.
Oh,
correct, ma'am?
Dwayne Garrettson just took off the line, but it looks like he lost it. Something came off, it looked like. But that's Dwayne Garrettson right there on screen. I'm not sure what
Mr.
I
Ricky
saw.
Bobby himself, Dwayne Garrettson with Jeremy Tipton riding shotgun out of Alma, Arkansas. He's in first place in the Eastern Series with Come Get You Some Off-Road. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 Bronco. Limitless Performance LS 6-liter, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Brannick, Yukon, Yokohama, Raceline Wheels, Steinjäger, Radflow, and Warren. He got first at King of the Hammers in 2016. He's done a lot of things. He got first at the 918 this year and at Rush, Kentucky. So Dwayne Garrett's definitely a top name in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class.
Dwayne's a good guy. He's been with us a long time, too.
They're just a great character.
So
Just-
much fun.
just
Dwayne
a
was on
chill-
the China trip with us.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's where he got the name Ricky Bobby.
Yep, we had so much fun.
I love the bald head, the big beard, and his demeanor's just so chill.
Yeah.
But you can get him to laugh.
It looks like we have the 45-49 of Rick Levezzo has taken the green flag. But Dwayne Garrettson, I'm getting all tongue-tied this morning. Dwayne Garrettson has taken that number 1 position now from Kenneth Goodall at a 106.465.
106.
Yeah, picking up. So far we have only had Cody St. Clair not finish his lap, but we have Rick Levezzo on screen.
With Chad Levezzo riding shotgun, I believe, out of Fort Worth, Texas with R-Squared Racing. They're in a Get Bent Fab, Ford Bronco, LS7, Gearworks Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, King, Spider Tracks, Yokohama, Raceline, PRP, Warren, and Amsoil. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers back in 2017.
That is such a steep drop right there.
Yeah.
The bigger cars are having a little bit more trouble.
Bronco Falls is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yes,
so who
for
just
sure.
took off the line now?
It hasn't taken a click yet, but
Remember, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing. Oh, so it looks like we may be switching classes. Troy Digby, possibly.
I don't recognize that car, Moss.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be Troy Digby. The high and wide's kind of hard to tell who's who, but we're doing our best, so thanks for putting up with us. If you're just joining us, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of us. One of you for tuning in, go to ultra4racing.com/live. Get on and get the MAO app. That's the best way to watch everything. Or go to the MAO or Ultra 4 Facebook or YouTube. Start a watch party. Get on, hit the share button. Get on Instagram. Hashtag it up.
I cannot tell who that is, but yeah, it is the 4514. So the timing clicked over just now, and it is Troy Digby.
With Luke Edmondson riding shotgun out of Charlotte, North Carolina with Outlaw Off-Road. It's got a built Jeep with an LS53 in it, Turbo 400, Atlas, Dana 60 front, 14-bolt rear, Fox shocks, Maxxis, Raceline, Corbo, and Barnes four-wheel drive. His first Ultra 4 race was Nationals in 2021, and he got second place at the 918 this year and first at AOP. So Troy Digby has really been on a pretty good roll lately.
I met his wife this morning in the coffee shop after we all were leaving our meeting, and she was asking if she could borrow the plugs where we were all sitting. And yeah, it's awesome to see her out here because I don't believe she was at AOP with him. Super nice, kind of neighbors with him.
Yeah, the Mid-America Outdoors Pro Shop is absolutely amazing. They've got a Legend Steakhouse there, great food, anything. I mean, I saw somebody buying a barbecue grill. You can get charcoal, you can get beer, water, Gatorade, a fire suit, helmet, axles, belts. I mean, they've got a little. If you forgot it, they got it.
It's amazing.
And Troy Digby just came through with a time of a 1:10.431.
It's a Fultz car, so I think we may be switching up to a 4800 class.
Yes, we are. Timing just switched on over.
I think I'm going to head out, Miles, man.
So,
Go
Terry?
get some of my stuff ready.
Terry, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming up. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for being
see you-
a Mid-America ambassador.
The Lazy River later, and then Barbie Jeep.
Heck yeah, I like your style, buddy. We'll see you around. Always a
Okay.
good time.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Terry, Matt.
Alrighty. And that is the number
Number three,
3,
Trevor Fultz
yes.
out of Union, Missouri with Hot Rock Express with a Wolf Creek Customs chassis, Hellcat 6.2, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider-Trex, King, Pitbull, Raceline, PRP, and Warren. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers 2017.
He is hauling the mail up there on the Rigid Ridge.
Our first car in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. And speaking about the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, you can have a front or rear engine, but unlimited horsepower. Vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, single shock per corner, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire. Only solid axles are allowed. There's a lot of. This is a great place for a 4400 car to go and retire, but there are a lot of new cars that are being built for this class.
And then just now the 417 of Justin Barth has taken that green flag.
With Anthony Yount riding shotgun out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 48P chassis, LS3 427, Turbo 400, Atlas, King with IBPs, Walker Evans, PRP, PCI, PSC, Nitto, and Warren. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers 2014, and he got second place here at the 918. Justin Barth is doing double duty. We saw him qualify earlier on today in the 4900 class as well. So Justin Barth up on the Rigid Ridge.
And Trevor Fultz came through with a time of a 1:05.155.
That's a strong run.
It is a strong run. You could tell he was, I mean, just watching it on the screen, you could tell that he was really on it.
You said a 103?
105.
105.
155.
And I believe that was going to be Dwayne Garrettson with a 106 sitting on the pole for the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And we just had one take off as we're seeing them drop down. Barth down the Bronco Falls.
Ooh, there's a little bit of a breeze that just came through, but Justin Barth came through at 112.143, and then off the line is the 680 of Colin Hornock.
He's running a Ford Bronco front clip. It looks like a Jimmy's chassis. Cooper tires, Raceline, and King.
I actually saw them out this morning. They were taking off, going out to do their pre-run. And I haven't noticed this car before, this Bronco before.
It's new to me too, I'll be honest. So great to see him out here racing with us. Is this his first Ultra 4 race? I believe so. It wasn't in my system. So
Yeah, I'm
great
not
to
sure.
See him coming out here racing with us at Mid America Outdoors during Visions for Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance.
And looks like he's got a good run going here for himself so far. Ooh, a little bit, he almost turned a little too soon on there. And then the number 866 of Sean Reisky just took the green flag.
Justin McLean riding shotgun out of Mishawaka, Indiana with Auto Pros Off-Road. He's in a new chassis they built in-house. Debuted at King of the Hammers this year. Has an LS3 Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Gearworks, PRP, JKS sponsor, Brannick at Fox, Dirty Life, Mickey Thompson, and Warren. His first Ultra 4 race was Oklahoma 2017. And if his car stays together, he's actually racing 4800 and 4400.
I know yesterday or the other day when we were going through your list and we both were like, huh. So you had to double check it.
I was going through my list and doing my homework and all that, and I saw him registered for 48 and 44. Normally he doesn't do that. So I sent him a quick little message. He said, as long as my car's together, I registered for both. I was like, I'm just making sure we didn't mess up on our end. As Ricey comes down the Bronco Falls as we speak.
Such a steep downhill right there. Let's see what his time's going to be.
Somebody with horsepower.
Sean Reisky is a 104.866. And off the line is the 896 of Brian Trimp.
Out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan with Shallow Pockets Racing. He's in a Jeep Army chassis. GBM LS408, Turbo 400, Atlas, 14 bolts front and rear. Falcon, Warren, Optima, King, Vision, PRP, Yukon, Ironman Off-Road. His first Ultra 4 race was AOP 2020, and then he won this year at Rush, Kentucky.
Rush was a difficult race this year. A lot of people had flat tires there.
Race is difficult.
Yeah, that one was a tire getter. I mean, a lot of these races have been tire getters, but that one was a good one for sure. Let's see here. Can't quite make out the number on that car that took the green flag. 40. That's not Andrew Gorman, is it? No, that's Garrett Martin.
Okay.
I believe that's the 4465 of Garrett Martin. Perfect.
Out of Aguil, Texas with MA Motorsports. He's in a Jimmy's 48P chassis, LS7, Turbo 400, SCS TK, Spider Tracks, King, Nitto, Vision, and PRP. Another new name to our sport. Great to see it expanding as it is. There are a lot of Jimmy's cars out on course today. You'll see a few Campbell cars later, quite a few Miller cars as well. Horschel's got a few cars that will be coming out. Here's a cool little split lane on the top of the Rigid Bridge. You have to stay within 25 feet of the trail, so both lanes are legal. As Hornick drops down the Bronco Falls.
And we had the number 105 of Toby Stacy take the green flag.
With his girlfriend Aiden Moore riding shotgun out of Rogue River, Oregon with Unruly Racing. He's in the old Crawl America car. It is a 2014 Trip Fab chassis, LSX 463, 480 proper tuned horsepower, ATO 4L80E, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Gearworks, Yukon, Optima, Nitto, Fox, Pro-Am, PRP, Warren, Factor 55, and Holly. His rookie debut was this year at King of Hammers and got second place. So his first time ever racing with Ultra 4 was at KOH and got second place. That guy is on a mission.
For sure. Right now we have Sean Reisky in that number 1 position at a 104.886. Trevor Foltz, number 2. Brian Trimp, number 3. Garrett Martin in the 4th position. Justin Barth, 5th. Colin Hornick in the 5th position. But we just now had Toby Stacy take over the number 1 position from Sean Reisky at a 103.055.
103 for Toby Stacy.
Yes,
kid is on a mission.
For sure, you were saying that. And the 48.19 of Jesse Lee has taken the green flag. That is who is on screen right now.
What number was that, Pam?
48.19.
Jesse Lee with Daniel English riding shotgun with out of Prather, California with J. Lee Racing. Some tubes from a Toyota, kind of home-built deal. He's got a LSV engine, AW4 transmission, NP205, Nitto, ADS, Trail Gear, Yukon, Warren, Yoda 1 Performance, Don Bach Construction. His first Ultra 4 race was King of Hammers 2017. As he's heading up and across the Rigid Ridge.
The Rigid Ridge in the 4805 of Tony Howard has taken that green flag today. That corner's going to get so rutted out by the time the 4400s go today.
It's the track's hurting. It really is. It is so dry down here. But hey, that's what Ultra 4 is all about. We're not scared to race on anything.
Lauren will like it. He doesn't like the mud.
Nobody likes the dust.
Nobody likes the dust for sure, but he's always jokingly like talking about how he doesn't like the mud, so he doesn't like to go. You know, like our Rush, Kentucky, that one year was so muddy. But I don't really like the mud myself. All right, Tony Howard, 4805 took the line. Caleb Bashi is now off the line at the, took the green flag, the number 44.
So Tony Howard out of Sacramento, California, hung out with him one of my first nights here. He's got a Liberty Mountain Fab chassis, pick and pull engine, BFG, Method, and Fox. And Caleb Bashi with his brother Josh Bashi riding shotgun with him out of Orangeville, California with Havoc Racing. He's in a Bashi-built chassis. Gordon Martin Special Engines, 4L80E, NP205, Warren, Nexon, Optimal, BP Productions, Driveline Performance. So Bashi and Tony Howard are pretty good buddies. Had a fun time with him at Coconuts one of these evenings. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers 2016. And him and his brother Josh usually share driving duties, but it is Caleb, this time behind the wheel.
Speaking of coconuts, we now have 2 coconuts by the pool, and it's been, both places have been packed every night. There's live music or DJs going on. It's been a very busy week for everybody around here and lots of fun going on. We do have the 4806 of Steve Graff that took the green flag.
With John Dykus riding shotgun out of Lynchfield Park, Arizona with Graff Racing. He's racing a Steel Nuts Off-Road Ultra Pro chassis, Revolution Race Engine, LS 429, Turbo 400, Hero 3-Speed, Gearworks, King, Nitto, Dirty Life race wheels. His first Ultra 4 race was in 2017. As he's heading across the Rigid Ridge. Thank you again for everybody for tuning in. Again, if you're just joining us, we are here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions Week. It is a jam-packed. Make sure to go on the website, check it all out. There is something going on every second, every hour. It is absolutely amazing. But right now, we are qualifying for Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance.
So, Eric, that is
Jeremy Jones, right?
Yes, it is.
Out of Laramie, Wyoming, with Doc Jones Racing. He's in a Trent Fab top shelf chassis, LSX 454, 4L80E, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Gearworks, PRP, Raceline, Mickey Thompson Tires, Warren, Alltech, Fox, and he is in first place in the Western Series points.
Leah Miller's checking in. She's listening to the live show, and she told me to not do it on the Barbie Jeep. She said that looks like a backache waiting to happen.
Been there, done that. They're going to do it, and there's some real money on the line. I love it, but I love watching it.
You know, I've never seen it live until Memorial Day weekend. I always said, I want to do that, I want to do that. But then after watching it live, I'm like, oh, no. I shouldn't talk about things that I'm not going to follow through with, I guess. All right, looks like we have the 4869 of Chuck Crossland has taken the line.
With Randy Burke riding shotgun out of Los Molinos, California with Crossland Off-Road Racing. He's in a Liberty Mountain Fab chassis, Brian Tooley Twin Turbo LS 6.2, Reed Turbo 400, MP205, Spider Tracks, King, Arturo Tires, Dirty Life, PRP, and Brannick Motorsports with Yukon as well. His first Ultra 4 race with the Stampede back in 2018. Great to see him here. They had so many issues. They drove all the way from California, had some issues with their motorhome, and jerry-rigged it 2 or 3 times before they finally had to give up and Tom Prendergrass was on his way, was able to load his car up in his trailer and get him here. So huge shout out to Tom Prendergrass being part of the Ultra 4 family and him, helping out Chuck Crosland. But they're here, they're racing here at Mid-America Outdoors.
Yes, they just got here last night, but you missed it. When he was doing that right-hand turn to go up that first hill, he almost missed it, and he had to back up slightly to make that turn. So that probably killed his time just a little bit. But Ryan Webb in the 717 is who you see on the little screen on the bottom right-hand corner.
Out of Bossier City, Louisiana, with his son Blaine Webb riding shotgun with Kryptonite Customs Racing. He's got a Jimmy's chassis, LS6, 680 horsepower, Turbo 400, SCS TK, Spider Tracks, Gearworks, Fox IBPs, USD Stickies, PRP, PSC, and Raceline wheels. His first Ultra 4 race was King Hammers 2017.
All right, let's see. Let's go through our top 5 here, Miles. We have Toby Stacy in that number 1 position. Jeremy Jones just took over the number 2 position from Sean Reisky with a 104.383. So Sean Reisky in that 3rd, Trevor Foltz 4th, Tony Howard 5th, Brian Trimp 6th, Steve Grass 7th, Garrett Martin 8th, Jesse Lee 9th, Caleb Boschi in the 10th, and Chuck Crosland 11th, and Justin Barth 12th. Colin Hornick in that, actually he's now in 14th position. Things just keep changing all over the place here.
And off the line right now is Mr. Eric Weinkel with Wade riding shotgun, number 406 out of Helena, Montana, with Some Fear 406 Racing. Jimmy's chassis, LS3, Turbo 400, Atlas, King, Spider Tracks, Falcon, Raceline wheels, Mastercraft seats. His first Ultra 4 race was Nationals 2019. They got a new toter set up. They've been hauling a camper, and then they got like an old, I'm going to call it like a box van with an open deck. They used to pull that race car on the back of that, so they're towing 2 vehicles, but now they got this sweet toter, they got a new trailer, and they're rolling in style. So they're pretty stoked to see Eric and Nancy Weichel stepping up and still having fun with us at Ultra 4 Racing.
For sure, and let's see, that will be the number 42, registered George Schooley, but
Cameron Schooley,
yeah.
her first time behind the wheel at an Ultra 4 race. Super, super cool to see her out there racing out of Westminster, Maryland with Legacy Off-Road. They are in a Miller Pro chassis, LS 437, Turbo 400, Atlas, Nitto, Spider Tracks, Method, and Fox. I know George is excited. He's had some medical issues. The doctor still won't give him his pass, but you know he's got all smiles. I love his laugh.
Now, who is co-driving for Cameron?
I don't know. I'm usually pretty good about that, but this week has been so busy. I haven't been able to do some of the homework I normally do. Just so much action going on all the time. It's hard to keep up with everything, but great to see Cameron behind the wheel of that Miller Pro chassis.
Yeah, she was super excited about it. It's the passing of the torch is going on here right now in front of our faces. And I don't know how much seat time in the driver's seat she's had.
She's driven around for sure, but just never in a race. And we were talking weather earlier. It's 94 degrees, but it's going to be up to 98 degrees today. So please, if you're anywhere in the area, come on out, but be sure to bring lots of water. We've got water here on site for sure, but it's going to be over 100 degrees tomorrow. The wind's just barely blowing. Humidity is off the charts. The dust is thick, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Definitely not. And I'm actually leaving and going to a beach after this, so that's going to be kind of
nice.
Hey, I only have, what, a week and a half before we go to Sturgis, so.
Who just took off there? Was that a Foltz car?
That might be Evan Sherman.
I missed it.
As soon as the timing updates here, I'll be able to give you that information of who that is on racecourse right now.
Again, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing. Also, if you want to watch that Barbie Jeep racing, it will be on pay-per-view later on this afternoon from 5:30 to 6:30. So make sure you go to ultra4racing.com/ultra4tv to get your subscription, or go to the Ultra 4 Vimeo.
All right, that is Woody Rose right there on screen. Took the green flag. I got his name right.
There you go. Number 4871, Woody Rose out of Sparks, Nevada with Trent Fabrication. He's in a Trent Fab top shelf machine. LSX 454, Turbo 400, Atlas, Yukon, Brannick, Proper Tuning, Lasernut, Rugged, Warren, Fox, Nexon, Raceline, Meekum Alternators, and FK. This is Derek and Lisa Trent's son. His first Ultra 4 race was Sturgis 2021 when he was driving for Chuck Crossland. Great to see him out there racing. He is a young man, but he is fast. I suspect him, Toby Stacy, and Jeremy Jones in those Trent Fab machines to be pushing hard.
All right. Off the line is the number 56 of Brent Harrell.
This is one to watch as well, with Jason Widener riding shotgun out of Almsville, Oregon. This is Brent's son. We'll see him racing later on today as well with Team Changeover. He's in a 2021 Horschel chassis with a front forward clip with a Danzio LS7 over 700 horsepower. He's got a Gearworks Turbo 400 Magnum box with an SCS TK, Spider Tracks, PRP, Pro-Am wheels, Fox, Nitto, Rigid, Obstacle, Mac tie-downs, and tubulars. His first Ultra 4 race was the Digital Nationals in 2020. But he's been watching his dad race quite a bit. They used to race Havoc, but they have jumped all in here at Ultra 4 Racing. And Brent Harrell, I suspect to see good things out of this young man. And those Horschel cars are amazing pieces of work.
Yes, they are.
He works his way across the Rigid Ridge and is dropping down Bronco Falls as we speak.
Oh,
it takes a
man.
big time. That shows you how steep that really is. That drop is no pun.
It's steep and it's rough on that front end.
And the dust is thick.
All right, let me tell you really quick. Woody Rose took over the number 2 position from Doc Jones with a 103.281. And Brent Harrell is in that number 7 position at a 105.880.
So did I miss somebody to take off, or are we going to be kicking out the 4,400 class?
I believe it must be a UTV that just took off because they switched on some timing. Yes, there are a lot of UTVs sitting right there in line, it looks like.
A lot
of
them,
am I wrong?
All right. Yep, so we are switching back to UTVs.
All right, so let's see here. Can't quite see that number on there.
Looks like
Oh, that
Brand's
is
back,
actually
yes.
David McDaniel, I believe, the 7665. Ooh, went the wrong direction, was going to turn left there, it looks like, and ended up.
He's running in the
Thanks, too
open
hard.
class. He's in a Polaris with MRT, Walker, and Fox. As he heads up and across the Rigid Ridge. We are here at Visions Week. There is so much going on here at Mid-America Outdoors, but we are qualifying for the Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. Tomorrow we will be racing at 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. We'll have 3 separate races within races. We are going to run a 5.2 mile lap. The stock class will run 3. UTV 45 and 48s will run 5. And the 4400 will race 7 full laps with this some of the gnarliest terrain we could throw at you here at Mid-America Outdoors in Northeast Oklahoma, here just outside of Jay.
So
Beautiful
Miles,
part of the country.
you know, like one of the most viewed videos from King of the Hammers this year was the Lauren Healy qualifying run
As
with
he
the rock.
jumped off the waterfall.
Do you think he'll jump off the waterfall here?
It's definitely a different setup. I don't know if there's quite the landing zone he needs, but time will tell.
We shall see. I was just thinking about that when I saw that last car go through there just now. And that is the number 53 of Ryan Taylor getting ready to take the green flag.
So back to the 4800 class, mixing things up on us.
Keeping us on our toes.
Yep, number 53, Mr. Ryan Taylor out of North Liberty, Indiana with Team Indiana. He's in Trent Fab chassis, LS 6-liter, 4L80E, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Brannick, Fox, Yokohama, Raceline, and PRP. His first Ultra 4 race was last year in Moab. He runs around with Team Indiana and Brannick Motorsports crew, and just a great addition to their team. Him and his whole family is here. We bumped into them in the pool a couple days ago.
Have you gone to the pool every day?
I've only swam once, but I've
Okay.
stopped by to check on the family because that's
Gotcha.
where they're
yes,
living at.
I don't blame them. I know a lot of the drivers' wives and, I mean, I would be over there too, possibly. But I'd be hanging out over by the pool as much as I could as well.
Yeah, I just got a text from Bailey right now, and she showed me where she's got the back. She can see the short course. She's got the pool set up. They're loving life right now.
Yeah, get there early, get that set up, and have that good spot so you can watch the Barbie Jeeps later on. All right, let's see where he just placed. Ryan Taylor is sitting in that number 4 position right now with a 104.681.
Can't tell quite who that is, but we may be going into 4,400.
We
class.
are switching gears right now into
Like it.
4,400. This is where we're going to see if that time that Paul Wolf laid down with a 56 is going to hold. Do you think he's trying to race his own time in this class with his other car?
I mean, Paul Wolf qualifies well every time he does it, so he's definitely not going to be leaving any slack. I promise you that.
All right, so the number 40 of Liam Morris just took the green flag.
With Mr. Charlton riding shotgun out of Pacific, Missouri with Hot Rock Express. He's got a Jimmy's Chassis LSX 454, Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Mickey Thompson, Raceline, Radflow, top tier suspension, Show Me Speed, vinyl images, Schaefer Oils, Off-Road Lifestyle, and Warren. His first King of the Hammers race with Ultra 4 was back in 2017. So we'll see what kind of times they can throw down. But I do believe it was Toby Stacy with that 103 in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Dwayne Garrettson with a 106 in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. in the 4600 Spider Track Stock class with a 113, and then Paul Wolf with a 56 seconds
Correct.
in the 4900 class. So those are all our pole setters, I believe.
And this is the 4433 of Frank Vonderheide that just took the green flag. And Liam Morris came through with a 105.368.
Number 4423, Frank Vonderheide with Drew riding shotgun out of Scranton, Arkansas with STT Racing. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 podium chassis, Rogers race engine, 383 stroker, Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, KMC, Fox, Pro Comp, Brannick, Diddy's Big Block, Rugged, come get you some. He was the 2021 Eastern Series champ. Started rock crawling back in the 04 area. He's done a little bit of everything. Great to see Frank Vonderheide racing with us here at Ultra 4. And we have turned over to the 4400 class. That is the biggest and baddest names in our sports. These men and women are the top of our league. The biggest and baddest machines we have, unlimited racing. 4400 at its finest, going down right now.
Oh, wow.
So if you know anybody that's not tuned in, tell them it's going down as we speak.
All right, Frank Vonderheide came through with a 107.181, and that is Mr. Ryan Rockhold. Took the green flag. He is in the number 417.
Out of Peyton, Colorado with Elevate Off-Road Racing. He's in a solid axle Jimmy's chassis. This is a car that has won King of the Hammers with Lauren Healy. He's got an LSX, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, King, BFG, and Dirty Life. He started racing UTVs back in 2017 and has worked his way up, and now he's racing unlimited racing.
And the number 24 is going to be next up off the line, and that is Mr. Zandy Willems.
With Diamond riding shotgun out of Allen, Texas. We bumped into Angie quite a bit this week. They are super excited to be here with Rufus Racing. He is in a Tribe 16 two-seat solid axle machine called Nightmare. He's got a Thompson Motorsports LS 440 with 800 horsepower, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Vision, Maxxis, RCV, Fox, Cobras, EcoWorks, Baja Designs, and Nightsticks.
Wasn't he in second place last year or third? Him and Chip both were on the podium last year.
They were on the podium. Chris Paiva and Tad Dowker won, and Chip and Zandy were second, third. I can't remember which way they were.
Well, their cars are so confusing because they look exactly alike. All right, so Ryan Rockhold just went through. His time is a 101.413, so it puts him sitting in that number 1 position right now. And off the line, that is the number 24 of Zandy Williams, and now Chip McLaughlin has taken the green flag.
Number 4 out of Corinth, Texas with Rufus Racing, Mr. Chip Happens himself. He's in a Tribe 16 2C IFS machine. Thompson Motorsports 440 LS7 with 800 horsepower. Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Vision, Maxxis, Fox, Corbo, Eco Earthworks, Baja Design, and Nightsticks. He started co-driving for Doug Jackson back in the day, but his first time in the driver's seat was 2019 and finished 3rd in Eastern points.
All right, Zandy Willems went through with his time of 106.777, puts him sitting in that 3rd position right now. Levi Shirley, the number 81, has taken that green flag.
Great to see him back. He took a little break from Ultra 4 and did a little Pikes Peak hill climb. Go check that out.
Awesome.
That was just a couple weeks ago. It is all over the YouTubes. But number 81 out of Dodge City, Kansas with Lucky Dog Racing and Levi Shirley Racing. He's in a single-seat Campbell IFS chassis, LSX 454, 6L80E, Hero T-Case, King, Yokohama, PRP, Method Race Wheels, ARB, and Spider Tracks. He was Sportsman of the Year in 2011 and 2014. He was a European Championship in 14 as well. Off-Road Hall of Fame Rising Star in 2016 and was the National Points Championship in 2017. So Mr. Levi Shirley heading across the Rigid Ridge, getting ready to drop down the Bronco Falls.
All right, Chip McLaughlin is sitting in that number 2 position at a 102.763.
So Paul Wolf's time still is standing with that 56 in the UTV.
And Patrick Peterson in the 44.47 has taken the green flag.
Out of Holman, Wisconsin with Bad Axe Racing. He's in a Brian Mahoney chassis, LQ9, Maximum 4L80E, NP205, Spider Tracks, King, BFG, and Raceline. His first Ultra 4 race was Crandon back in 2019.
Levi Shirley has taken over the number 1 position with a 1:08.89.
Wow, that was, I called the 1 minute earlier,
Good.
so I'm not gonna give Paul Wolf his time yet. But no, he had a great run of a 56 second. But Levi's right at that 1 minute mark. Is
I mean, we still have Gomez's. I mean, we have heavy hitters still.
We got Paul
online.
Wolf,
Paul
Lauren
Wolf.
Healy, Eric Miller, Josh
Gittin.
Blyler, Shannon Campbell,
Eric
Bailey
Miller.
Campbell. I mean, the list goes on. This is a super stacked field for the 4400 class.
I mean, this is the race to be at if you're a super fan of all of these racers because they are all here. Off the line, we have the 911 of Kevin Taylor.
He ripped a wheel off at this race last year, so Kevin Taylor and Heath Day out of Texarkana, Texas with Knockout Racing. He's in a Dazed Fabrication Porsche-themed Bouncer Ultra 4 chassis. LS3 416 Turbo 400 SCST case, 14 bolts front and rear, ORI struts, Go Forth Interco tires, Vision wheels, PRP seats, and custom splice. His first race with Ultra 4 was 2020 at AOP.
All right, in our top 5 right now, we have Levi Shirley sitting number 1, Ryan Rockhold number 2, Chip McLaughlin in that 3rd position, Liam Morse in 4th, and Zandy Willems in that 5th position. We know it's going to change up a lot though, because we have so many drivers still waiting to take that green flag.
How many Kings do we have here? We have 4 Kings racing with us today. I mean, it's awesome.
All right, we have the number 178 of Aaron Smith. You can see on screen right now, took the green flag.
Out of Plano, Texas, with Smith Off-Road. He's in a bomber chassis that he assembled himself. He's got a CBM stroked LS3 425, Maxim Turbo 400, Atlas, Nitto, Raceline, and a King. His first Ultra 4 race was the 918 Grand Prix here at Mid-America Outdoors. So Aaron Smith heading up and across the Rigid Ridge. And look at the dust he is kicking up.
These larger tires definitely seem to not only, as we know, make the ruts bigger, but kick the dust up a lot more.
We need to say thank you to Take It Live, Rock Racing TV, and Live Race Media production crews for bringing you all this live action all week long here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions. We also need to thank right now to USAC, our sanctioning body here at Ultra 4 Racing. They help with timing, scoring, race op, safety, and tech. We have Mr. Lee O'Donnell and Brent, our USAC reps, here on site. We also have Drew, one of our USAC reps that helps with Porsche.
And on screen right now, you see the 920 of Eric Blaze.
Eric Blaze, number 920 out of Krakow, Wisconsin. with Top Rock 4x4. He's a Top Rock 4x4 2C IFS chassis, LSX 454, Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Gearworks axles, and Method race wheels. He's been to every King of the Hammer since 2011, but he's started racing Ultra 4 in 2019. Roger King possibly taking off?
That is Roger King in the number 124.
Out of Sparta, Tennessee, with Team Robbie Bobby in a Mike Colville chassis, LSX 427 with 680 horsepower. Magnum 4L80E, 205 T-Case, Griffin, Brannick, Curry, Gearworks, Overson, Raceline, Mickey Thompson, Switch Pros, ORW, and Fire 8. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers for the very first EMC back in 2012. I believe Justin is riding shotgun with him.
All righty. See who's next up off the line here.
There is action on this 3/4 of a mile qualifying course here for Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance.
We have 39 4400s taking this green
awesome.
flag today.
And they'll be racing here in about 45 minutes with the young tykes for the Ultra 4 170 track, and that's going to be in a very similar area. They're going to stay down in the Thunder Valley. They will not go up and across the Rigid Ridge, but it'll be a fun little race. I believe it's a 45-minute race.
The tiny tots.
I love it.
All right,
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
that's the 4413 of Tom Prendergast that just took the green flag.
Out of Evergreen, Colorado, with Fire River Racing in a Jimmy's 2-seat solid axle chassis, LS 418, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, King, BFG, Rhino Impact, and Factor 55. His first Ultra 4 race was in 2021. No, sorry, he was the North champion in 2021. He's been racing with us for quite a while.
Oh, we have somebody on their lid right there.
Because that is Mr. Tom Prendergast up on the Rigid Ridge, I
Unfortunate.
believe. So tough break there. The number 4413, yes, is upside down.
So it's going to take a few minutes to do some recovery, but we have a guest that is going to step in here with us for just a moment.
And it looks like everybody's okay. Our MAO crew right there, that is Mr. Caleb Jones making sure everybody's good. So we'll get a little recovery and bring in Mr. Battle Axe Dustin Jones. He's been running around doing a little goof off in here and there and having some fun. Got his S3 Can-Am and Jeep running around, and got them fine looking jorts on.
You'll never see me not in jorts, that's for sure. And
What if it's snowing?
Oh no,
You just get cold?
I've got insulated jorts, so they keep me warm. I've got one for every season. So, but yeah, you come down here to Mid-America, man. You can't bring all your toys. We brought the Jeeps, the side by sides. We got one of the cabins out here. So man, you just can't come prepared when you come down here. There's too much to do and too much fun to be had, you know.
Yeah, I was actually staying in your cabin when I got here because I've been here a week helping set up, and my cabin wasn't done yet. So I stayed in yours for a few days and then jumped into the new one. And how nice are these cabins down there? How nice is the entire facility here at Mid-America Outdoors?
Well, besides my bed smelling like dude sweat, and I was kind of wondering what was going on with that. Besides that, the cabins are beautiful, man. They got
That's pretty funny. So I wish I would have known it was yours. I would have done a little more action.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you knew I was coming in behind you, you'd have wouldn't have left it in the same shape. At least the bed was made, but it smelled funny.
Oh
But now
no.
it smells a little funnier, I think.
Oh, for sure. Now that I've been in there, it's way worse. But the place is so cool, man. I mean, when you show up down here and you don't need anything, they've got a general store. They got clothing here. They got vehicles to rent, pit bikes to buy.
When you break your Can-Am, they got parts for that too.
Well, Can-Ams don't really break. I mean,
I
Well, with
agree.
you driving it, you never know what's going to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah. I'm a factory Can-Am guy, so I'm a little biased, but I can tear anything up. They got parts in there, dude. You can just show up with nothing, not even shampoo or clothes, and you
I
can
mean,
stay for a
they've
week.
got beer in there. They've got Monster Energy. They've got a little bit of everything.
Ooh, man.
Bathing suit, if you forgot your bathing suit, they have bathing
Oh,
suits in there.
he brought us George.
I brought
remember?
my
I
swimming.
know he's got his jorts. I'm just saying, in general, that's
oh, no.
what you can go there
no,
and
I've
get.
got my swimming jorts.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I really am not. Tell me what's going on here. So
Well,
we got
this Tom Prendergast, we don't know what happened because he was under the trees with the drone on top of him. So obviously he's on his side.
So
Yeah, I
I,
can kinda
what,
see
what I
that.
assume happened is he's going up a rise right here, and the ruts are getting super deep right there. And I'll bet you it just kind of kicked him out, and he kissed that tree and flipped over backwards.
Yeah.
And that's my guess, just the way he's laying there.
See, man, when it comes to qualifying, that's one of the tough parts. It's kind of crazy. You know, we qualify at King of the Hammers every year, and there's a huge list of people, mainly in the UTV class that I race.
A
where there's
stacked field, too.
Huge and stacked field, super fast guys. So it's always tough. I've always felt like you don't necessarily want to qualify right in the front because there's not a good groove on the track. You don't have a good rut to follow. But if you get too far back in the pack, you start getting some nasty, nasty ruts where you have to really check up for.
And the lap traffic.
Yeah, certainly that. And so I saw, the Gomez brothers. It looks like one of them still hasn't qualified. It looked like Shannon Campbell had. So there's some.
Both Gomez's haven't qualified. Lauren Healy, Eric Miller, Josh Blyler.
Paul Horschel.
The list goes on. We've got
Eric
a
Miller.
super stacked field here in the 4,400 class.
A lot of the heavy hitters have not qualified yet.
Yeah, Vaughn Gittin Jr. It
Casey
looks
Gilbert.
like. Yeah, so there's a big list of guys that are super fast that
and
still
gals,
need to
come on,
qualify.
we got Bailey Campbell out
Yeah,
there.
sorry, the other Campbell lady. She puts it down too,
Oh,
man.
she
She runs
does.
with the boys. But sometimes you'll see the qualifying tracks start going away as you get later in the day, just because the
And-
ruts do get so
Yeah,
deep.
exactly. That just goes to show you can see some of the safety crew running through those ruts, and
How
they're
deep they
getting
are.
deep out there.
Yeah,
So
they're
have you
definitely stepping down
have
in
you
there.
gone out on the race course? Did you go take a lap at all?
We did. We went cruising around last night just to check it out. After they had
Because it is an open park. You can go check out a little bit of
Yes,
everything.
yes, and naturally you try to respect the track, and so
Right.
we weren't out there in none of our race cars tearing anything up, but just cruised around in the Jeep and checked it out. And so, man, they really lay out a good track. What's cool to me about out here at Mid-America and racing here is the natural elevation that they can utilize out here to where you run, even on the UTV track, you run
Oh,
up
yeah.
that first sweeper, that big berm that runs up the side of the hill.
Hey, have you raced here before?
I have not.
What are you waiting on?
Oh, man.
I have a Can-Am here.
Yeah, just let me borrow that thing.
Oh,
You-
don't
you would
tempt
ha-
him with a good
Yeah,
time.
if
You would
it's a
have to-
rental, I don't mind.
You would have to call Hank and get that okayed by him.
Man, as long as Hank's got that return the keys policy insurance, I don't mind borrowing anything. I don't have a great rental car record, so
Yeah, I've seen that on your social media.
Hey,
Yeah.
every car's got one good jump in them, right?
at least one good jump. One good jump.
Wait, what company is it that doesn't rent to you anymore? Or?
I'd rather not say on camera. There's
well,
actually
all
two.
of them, I think.
No. I can still rent from like 6 rent a car. I can rent from like Billy Bob's rental cars, but man, the major ones they kind of frown on the list of
So
accidents.
now
that
you're
I've had.
now you're having to have your buddies sign up for you, man.
That's exactly what I had to do is start putting rental cars in under other people's names so that we can rent. It's getting not great for me.
You have to tuck the bullet a little tighter in so they can't see you.
Yeah, exactly. They got pictures of me because you'll see them look at the screen and look at my face and look at the screen and they're like, "Sir, we can't rent to you." But what I've figured out is rental cars make really, really good pre-runners. You know?
Oh, my
Really?
I like your style.
Really, you don't have to take 2 cars when you go out to the races because you can use one of the pre-runners.
I mean, if you pay for the extra insurance, why not, right?
Why not is my thing.
So why wouldn't they rent to you even with extra insurance anymore? That's the question. Like, why pay for the extra insurance?
I'm going to say me renting cars is costing them more money than it's making them.
Oh, I know.
Well,
that's
as
a
much as
fact
you
for
travel,
dang
for sure.
We got another guy lined up.
Let's see who it is. We'll know as soon as he crosses that timing loop. But we do have right now Levi Shirley is sitting in the number 1 position.
He is good qualifying.
Yes.
Lap, huh? What was his time?
A 1.889.
Yeah, one flat basically.
A 1 minute lap, and right behind him is going to be
Ryan Rockhold at a 101.413.
Ooh, and then-
Did you hear about the UTV? Who has the Paul Wolf?
One of your Can-Am teammates with a 56.
Oh, that
Yeah.
does. Paul is strong, and he's got that UTV super dialed in, and he's no stranger to. He's been following Ultra 4 and these rock racing and stuff like that. He's no stranger to this stuff, and for sure from qualifying with him at King of the Hammers, Paul Wolf in a UTV can put down some heaters on a qualifying.
And
track.
he'll be qualifying here shortly in his UFO as well in the 4400
That's
class.
right, he's
and he
running-
took that UFO and did the rock bouncing
Oh,
and got
that's
second
crazy.
place against all the rock masters. Took an Ultra 4 car and laid it down, mixing up the points too because he's not in it, so he
Oh
he,
man,
ain't,
so
he
he's-
ain't making no friends over there.
No, he's putting some wrenches in that, huh?
He's getting a lot of seat time, and that car that I have here, the Can-Am, is a Paul
So-
Wolf built.
Oh, really?
It is.
And that car did well. You raced it yesterday, right?
I did. I'm supposed to do it again today, so,
So that's
we'll
the
see.
4407 Mr. Cade Rod with JT riding shotgun out of Cortez, Colorado with Jimmy's 4x4. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 48P Mushu with a turnkey LS7, ATI Turbo 400, SCS TK, Spider Tracks, King, PRP, Nitto, Vision, Holly, and RCV. He was a heavy hitter in the Legends class, but last year stepped up into the 4400 and has done extremely well.
Miles, I know it's a big thing in qualifying, especially even with UTVs. Like, I run a completely different setup, tire combination, horsepower combination for my qualifying.
And make goofing with the shocks as well?
Yes, big changes on the shocks, lightening up the car. Do these guys in the 4400 cars make big changes?
I wouldn't say big changes, but they do tweak them for sure. So is that Philip McGilton possible?
It is. It sure is.
Man, look at that thing working. What's crazy to me is these are big, straight axle, custom-built heavy axles, 40-inch tires. Just a few years ago, they couldn't take the whoops like that one is, and now they're just skimming them.
They have got them dialed in as Philip McGilton with Mrs. Dr. Amanda Ross riding shotgun out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama with V&L Motorsports in a 2020. This is Derek West's old car, Jimmy's 4v8 P chassis, LS 427 supercharged. ATI Turbo 400, Hero TK, Spider Tracks, Yukon, Radflow, Nitto, KMC, Vivid Lumen Industries. His first King of the Hammers race was 2016, and he used to race ARCA with the Craftsman Truck Series.
You can hear the motors behind us, man, when they come off the line, and they are skint back.
That must be Paul Horschel, if I'm not mistaken. It's got to be.
It is.
Paul Horschel, number 19 out of Park City, Utah with Horschel Motorsports. He's in a single-seat Horschel car. IFS Ford Bronco with a Danzio.
He's gone.
Oh, no.
Oh, I missed it.
Man.
He has had some unfortunate luck this year.
Back on his wheels.
But
see
the
if
front
how bad
left looks like it's towed in, possibly.
Paul Wolf has had some bad luck lately. He is normally very consistent, very fast, but he's had some trouble. This guy built some of the nicest cars in our sport. A complete genius, but
we're gonna watch
tough
it again.
break.
It sounds
so,
like
it sounds
here.
like we got some replay coming up, and there he is. He goes in, bicycles, and just no time to save it. So
Man,
tough break.
That's real tough because that's a long first straightaway, running into like a hairpin corner. And when you're juiced up, man, and you're qualifying, you got to put down the quickest lap you can. You're going to throw it in as hard as you can, man, and that's the risk that you run to try to get up there in the front.
It looks like he's going to continue on, maybe. I don't know.
Man, it would be better to get some time than to get no time.
And look at the left front.
The
He
left
has got
front.
something broke, but it's still moving.
My man looks cross-eyed as my ex-girlfriend.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Maybe this one that just walked up.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry if that's your ex-girlfriend.
My man's super pigeon-toed, but I can appreciate that he's pushing through, man.
And we race tomorrow morning, so he's going to have to get her back in there and get her fixed.
So I'm sure a lot of people would wonder why, when you're moving that slow in qualifying and you're tore up like that, why would you keep going? But there's potentially some guys.
Right.
Yeah, so
That could start, not finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he'll start towards the back of the pack because a DNF starts at the way back, and it's just a random drawback there. But if at least you finish with some kind of time, you finish or you start in front of everybody.
This downhill is going to be tough on him, though, because it's so steep.
And tomorrow's race will be 2x2 side by side. This race will be on adjusted time, taking off in 15 or 20 second increments.
And that is the 40-46 of Christopher Branton.
I wonder if there's any chance he's going to catch up to that guy when he's going through qualifying. Now, what if something like
finished, Paul Horschel finished at a 2:08.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oof, that's not great when
No.
the lead lap was at 1 minute.
Right?
What happens if they get into somebody like that? Say somebody flips over. Do they get another run?
No.
No, he's start back of the, unless he catches him.
Yes.
He will get an option to rerun if it's not his fault and he catches the next guy. We will give him a rerun.
So it looks like they're sending people about every 30 to 45 seconds. Is that
Roughly.
right? So if somebody
Well,
crashes,
on qualifying, they're just doing it when they think they're clear.
Got it.
But tomorrow it'll be on the money. I think it's 15 to 20 seconds. But I said it's going to be 2x2.
Got it.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
This is the Canadian Mr. Derek Starr, the number 992.
Boy, that man traveled a long ways, didn't he?
His first race with us was at AOP last month.
Really?
Yeah.
And I missed it, but Chris Brandon's from your neck of the woods out of Bossier City, Louisiana.
Bossier City. It's actually pronounced Bossier City, and that's
That was
where
close, right?
that's where I live. Is actually in Bossier City. So.
All right. You ever bumped into old Chris Brandon?
No, but I'm gonna go find him when we get back in town.
He did the hill climbing too yesterday. He
Did
has
he
a hill
really?
climb, yeah.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
He owns Kryptonite Customs. He's got those
yeah.
USD stickies, so I'm sure you know the name.
He must be buddies with Ryan Webb. That
Yep,
actually is-
absolutely. They're partners. Yep.
Yeah, I know Ryan really well.
Yep, so Derek Starr and Connor Starr on screen out of Georgetown, Ontario with Team Hollywood. They're in a front yard fab solid axle machine, LS3, 6L80, Atlas, Dana 80 Rockwells, Maxxis, Raceline, and ADS. And like Pam said, his first race was in AOP.
It looks like they put together a really technical course because they're cutting through some narrow woods in there. Those are big trucks to be back in the woods.
And this part's awesome, but it gets worse back in the back.
Oh, it
for
gets
sure.
tighter, huh?
Yes.
Look at this thing going through the woods, man. They look so good. I can't believe those trucks get down like that now, or those 4400s.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's the number 408 of Cody Hardison with Chris Wyant riding shotgun.
You know what? Tell me a little bit about his truck real quick.
So it's a TMR car. It's a solid axle, 2 seats side by side, unlimited suspension, 40-inch tires. It's a TMR custom chassis, LS 408, Turbo 400, SCST case, PRP, ADS shocks, Nitto KMC wheels, Tom Woods, and Diddy's big block. So there has been so much action going on all day as Cody Hardison runs across the rigid ridge. We got another car taking off, but it sounds like we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, world, to the 2022 Visions Week here at Mid-America Outdoors. We are qualifying for the Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. On screen is Mr. Kevin Stearns. He's got an amazing built machine. Riding shotgun with him is Steven Watson out of Hollister, California with Tilden Racing. He's in a Triton Engineering 2C IFS machine, Gina, with a Mass Motorsports LS with 800 horsepower with a 4L80. SCST case, tube works, proper tuning, Spider Tracks, Dirty Life wheels, Nitto Fox, Auto, Rigid PRP, Alton, PGR, and PDS.
And Miss Bailey Campbell is on screen right now.
She is awesome. Mrs. Bailey Campbell with Ryan Miller riding shotgun out of Gilbert, Arizona with Campbell Racing. She is in a Campbell Enterprise 2C IFS machine, CBM LSX 454, Hughes Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Curry Axles, Monster, Nitto, Fox, Method race wheels.
I heard you say a minute ago one of the cars was a single-seater. Now, is that common for them to run single-seaters?
There's quite a few of them out here for sure, for visibility, for weight reasons and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
But like all the
cool to see.
UFO ones are single seat.
They
So
are.
all the Gomez's are single. And then you have Paul Wolf is in a UFO as well.
And I
And
saw
then-
one of the Gomez brothers running at King of the Hammers had to actually get out and winch, and he had
Himself.
to run his own winch line,
How
hook it
tough
up,
is that?
go back. That's what I'm saying, man. So, will there be any winching at a race like this here in Mid-America, or is it just
now,
strictly?
Probably
in
not.
the backwoods, if you get tangled up in some of the trees, you could winch to get yourself off track. But if you have to winch, you're having a bad day.
You are. Yeah.
All right, so we have a new leader right now. Christopher Branton took over the #1 spot at a 1:07.768. And then Bailey Campbell just finished up in the #4 position with a 1:01.657.
Dang, coming in the
Exactly.
top 5, Miss Bailey Campbell put
She
it
is
down.
awesome. And on screen right now is the 456 of Chad Hunt.
With Rick riding shotgun out of Plymouth, Indiana with Hunt's Motorsports. He's in a 2022 Miller Pro chassis, supercharged Dart LS 427, 4L80E trans, SCST case, Spider Tracks, Fox, Nitto, and Raceline. Well, Dustin, it sounds like you're going to come back and join the booth with Mrs. Pam Hall during the Barbie Jeep downhill race around 5:30. So I'm going to let you go have a little goof off time. But Dustin, always a pleasure, my man.
Thank you guys for
All
letting me
right,
come
we'll
up here.
see you in
Yep,
a little
we'll
while.
see you around, buddy.
All right.
And I think we're going to bring in Mrs. Cameron Schooley into the Nitto studio with us. So we'll see Dustin around all week long, off and on. So that is the 4401 of Kirk Jensen with his brother Russell riding shotgun out of Salt Lake City, Utah with ORI struts. Jimmy's 4x4 2-seat IFS chassis. CBM LS7, Turbo 400, Atlas, ORI struts, Maxxis, and Raceline. Their first Ultra 4 race was in 2021. And their dad, Mark, started ORI struts. How cool is that? And in the Nitto Studios, Mrs. Cameron Schooley, driving her first Ultra 4 race ever. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm stressed out.
Well, you looked good out there.
Thank you. I was trying to keep it slow, just trying to figure out what I'm doing, figure out the car.
Right.
I like your shirt. Has that got some cold water that runs through it?
Those are
Yeah, it's a
amazing.
cool suit. It's
Yeah, that's
amazing.
awesome. So how was your dad during? Oh, and
Eric
hold on,
Miller.
I'm going to take this back. Number 21, two-time king Eric Miller out of Cumberland, Maryland, with Miller Motorsports and a Miller Pro chassis. Jeff Ginter LS7, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Nitto, Method, Fox, and Impact seats. He won King of the Hammers in 2012 and 16. He was the National Points Championship in 18 and got first at our last race at AOP. Eric Miller, a two-time king, up on the Rigid Ridge, is really going to be pushing hard, I'm sure. How tore up is the track getting out there, Cameron?
It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
The only
The
area.
ruts looked a little bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only area where I really hit it was that first little drop down into the woods. I guess I just wasn't paying attention, and we almost ran into a tree. I actually had Eric Miller in the co-driving seat.
Did you? I was
Really?
wondering.
How cool.
That's
we
super
talked
cool.
about it. I didn't know if it was Ryan or not, but you had Eric Miller, huh?
I
Wow.
That is amazing.
Who else to have in there than King, right?
Yeah.
Riding with you. So on the screen right there, that is the 479 of Quentin Hilburn right there.
With James King riding shotgun out of Fort Myer Beach, Florida, with Flying Q Motorsports. I know Quentin had a foot issue for a long time, so great to see him back in that driver's seat with that Tribe 16 2-seat IFS machine, LS 440, Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks King, and BFG.
So you went pre-running this morning, I hope, right? Out on the race course?
Not completely.
Not completely.
I did maybe half the lap.
Okay. What did you think about the half a lap you did, though?
It was good. I got a little wigged out at one part of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just because I got in my head.
What's
so
wigged out mean?
I just got it.
I'm just messing with
You got in your own head, messed
Yeah.
with your own head.
So then I kind of took off, and then I went out with Eric. He drove me out in my car.
Okay.
And we went around, and then I ended up doing this. And,
Okay.
You know, we're figuring it out.
Ooh, Eric Miller took over the lead. We've had 3 lead changes so far, but he is at a 1:04.78. Miles, your 1 minute is pretty spot on for the 4400 class.
I just always pull it out, and that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Eric Miller gets a 1 minute.
So
so on screen right now is Tad Dowker, number 906 out of Cowanton, Michigan, with North Shore Raceworks in a Trent Fab solid axle machine, Bambi, with an LSX 454, Reed Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Fox, Mickey Thompson, Raceline, and Sparco. Their first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers back in 2019. So up on the Rigid Ridge is Tad Dowker. So Cameron, are you excited? You nervous? Where are you feeling right now that qualifying's done? Does that kind of calm you down a little bit?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Get you a little more comfortable?
For qualifying, if you can tell, I was obviously kind of taking it slow, taking it easy.
Oh, and
on
look who's screen
Paul
now.
Wolf. We were just talking about him earlier.
Yep.
He got second place 2 days in a row with that car, with the rock bouncers, kind of showing them what is up. So number 218, Mr. Paul Wolf, racing almost every single race they have to offer here at Visions at Mid-America Outdoors, out of Brighton, Illinois, with Wolf Racing in a 2018 UFO single-seat IFS with an LSX 434, ATO 4L80E, SCST case, Raceline wheels, Spider Tracks, Rugged, Nitto, Holly, RCV, and Brannick. He is tied in first place with Lauren Healy in the Western Series. So Paul Wolf's really going to be pushing hard. You know, Chris Hickman's excited right now.
Yes, I'm
His
just
team
curious
owner.
to see his time. Oh, and there on screen, there's Mr. Casey Gilbert.
Number 6.
Paul Wolf just did another 56 lap time.
So identical time in a Can-Am,
Oh.
identical time in a UFO car. Paul Wolf is an amazing driver, to say the least.
That is an amazing, do it twice in 2 completely different kinds of cars.
So Casey Gilbert on screen right now, number 618 out of Fenton, Michigan, with Gilbert Brothers Racing in a Miller Pro chassis, Texas Speed
Oh, he
LS7,
looked like
Tranny
he
Tom
did.
Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Nitto, Method, Fox, and Impact.
Sorry, Miles, you were just going through his sponsors, and it looked like he kind of teetered to a bicycle a little bit.
And Casey's in first place in the East points and in the national points. So great job for him.
And that is Evan Sherman, I believe.
He's in the 4,800 class, if I'm not mistaken.
Evan Sherman is.
So
I believe that's him.
no, it definitely is Evan Sherman's car. So
Oh, Buddy Carlson's on the side. Yeah, that's him.
getting a little out of order, but again, JT Taylor, if you contact him and tell him you have little issues, he'll fit you in where he can. So JT Taylor does an amazing job. He is our official race director for Ultra 4 Racing, been around Ultra 4 for a very long time, has raced King of the Hammers, has raced Ultra 4, and now he is our race director for Ultra 4 USA.
And Evan Sherman, he won last race at AOP himself.
Yeah, he had a great run going. You'll be racing against him there, Cameron. I love your little laugh. I love your dad's laugh. He just cracks me up. So I'm
Great
sure he's having a
family.
good time, isn't he?
Yes, he
Is he getting any better? How's his health?
I think that's a
It's-
Gomez up next. Go ahead, sorry.
It's coming.
It's
coming and
okay.
Going,
Good,
but
good.
yeah,
I'm
he
glad
got
to hear it.
hearing aids. So.
I'm not sure if that is Darian or Marcos. I couldn't see the side of the car,
That
but I
looks
think
like
it's Marcos.
Okay.
Well, because Marcos is the blue car.
no, Marcos is more black.
I'm not Marcos. Darian, I'm sorry.
Yep, so that's definitely Darian, number 90,
That's what I meant.
Flacco.
That's what I meant.
Not what you said.
I know.
So number 90, Darian Gomez out of Folsom, California with Gomez Brothers Racing. This is our current king, Raul Gomez's son. He's in the UFO IFS single-seat car. Barello horsepower, ATO Turbo 400, UFO SCST case, King, Nitto, Sparco, Spider Tracks, RCV, FK, Method race wheels. He started racing UTVs, but has moved up into the 4400 and has done very, very well. These Joe Thompson built UFO machines are absolutely amazing.
And speaking of Joe Thompson, when we were at Prairie City, we got to go and tour Gomez's shop, and that's where Joe Thompson, builds these cars. It was amazing to see.
It was NASCAR quality.
I was blown away. I mean, top notch for sure. So let's see where he
and
crosses
right
now.
behind him
There he
is Marcos Gomez.
Wow, Darian just came through in second place, took Eric Miller out of that second place position with a 1:0.032.
Another 1 minute run.
Yes.
Huh? So Marcos Gomez, number 86 out of Lotus, California with Gomez Brothers Racing and a UFO IFS IRS machine. Barilla horsepower, ATO Turbo 400, UFO SCST case, King, Nitto, Sparco, Spider Tracks, RCV, FK, and Method race wheels. And Marcos has one of the biggest laughs, just like your dad. I love all the, you walk through the pits, you can identify who's having fun. And the Gomez brothers are always having fun.
For sure. Let's see, there's somebody else just took off the line. I believe it was the number 5 of Shannon Campbell. All right, where is Marcos going to end up? Number 3 position, right below Darian at a 1:0.072.
Wow, that 1 minute was a pretty good guess. Shannon Campbell,
Wow.
number 5, three-time king out of Gilbert, Arizona with Campbell Racing in the Dragon Slayer, a single-seat IFS Campbell car, CBM LSX 454, Hughes Turbo 400, Hero T-Case, Curry Axles, ARB, Monster Energy, Method race wheels, Nitto, Fox, and Impact seats. He is in the Off-Road Hall of Fame back in 2015. He won King of the Hammers in 2008, 2011, and 2017. He's also Dirt Sports Driver of the Year and has been national champion multiple times here at Ultra 4 Racing.
Yeah, we've kind of hung out with them the past few nights. It's been a fun time here at Mid-America. What do you think about this place?
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
huge.
It
We're
is.
all the way out on the prairie, so we're pretty far. So
Oh,
it's-
you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
so getting here is a little difficult, but I mean, it's huge. It's beautiful too, just looking at everything. There's so many activities you can do. You're never bored. There's always
For sure.
something.
And off the line right now is the Happy Pappy himself, Rusty Blyler with Shane Erdman riding shotgun out of Klingerstown, Pennsylvania with Big B Motorsports and a Miller Motorsports Pro chassis, Mapco LS7, Tranny Top Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Method, Nitto, and Fox. Happy Pappy was the Rookie of the Year back in 2018, and his son Josh will be racing here soon. Won King of the Hammers just a couple years ago.
So Miles, Shannon Campbell, he came through. He's in the number 4 position at a 1:0.092. So there are, right now, how many is that? We have 6 cars that are within that 1 minute mark.
That is amazing.
Wow.
And then Paul Wolf at 56 seconds.
He's just coming down.
So
and
there
throwing
he
it
is,
down.
number 41, a former King of the Hammers winner, Josh Blyer with Jared Erdman riding shotgun out of Klingerstown, Pennsylvania with Big B Motorsports. running a Miller Motorsports Pro chassis, Mapco LS7, Tranny Tom Turbo 400, Atlas, Spider Tracks, Method, Nitto, Rancho Shocks, and Sparco. His first Ultra 4 race was back in 2016. He's finished every King of the Hammers since, and he won King of the Hammers back in 2020. He won last year at AOP. He won this year at Rush. Josh Blyler loves the woods, so I think this is going to be a good course.
Oh, and you hear that motor power that took off? Guess who it is?
Who was
Mr.
it?
Lauren Healy, number 67.
Out of Farmington, New Mexico, with Funhaver Off-Road Team in that single-seat Triton Engineering IFS machine. Ford Performance 460 D3, 780 horsepower, Gearworks Turbo 400, Spider Tracks, RCV with portals, Fox, Nitto, Monster Energy, Optima, MBRP, VP Racing Fuels, Warren, Factor 55, Rugged Race Radios, Shell Rotella, Project X Lights, Holly EFI, Recaro Seats, Gear Wrench, RTR Vehicles, and Centerline Wheels. And if Lauren Healy wins tomorrow's race, he'll get $1,000 for running that Bronco clip and $1,000 of Ford Performance for running that Ford Performance horsepower.
I can't wait to see his time because every time him and Paul Wolf are racing against each other, it's always neck and neck every
They're
time.
tied for the
For West
Western
Coast,
points
yes,
right
they are.
now. So this is a big deal.
Oh my gosh, he just took it over with a 55.220.
Guys are fast.
That's the fastest time of the day, and we knew it.
And off the line now is Mr. Vaughn Gittin Jr. with his best friend Eric Davis riding shotgun, number 25 out of Concord, North Carolina. We saw him lay down an amazing run in his Bronco earlier in the stock class, but now he's doing it here in a big way with Funhaver Off-Road Team in a Triton Engineering 2-seat IFS Brocky 2.0, Ford Performance 460 D3 with 780 horsepower, Gearworks Turbo 400, Spider Tracks, RCV, Fox, Nitto, Monster, Optima, MBRP, VP, Warren, Factor 55, Rugged, Shell Rotella, Project X Lights, Holly, Recaro Seats, Gear Wrench, RTR Vehicles, and Centerline Wheels. He won the national championship at Ultra 4 last year in the 4400 class. Suspect to see good things from Vaughn Gittin Jr.
And there on screen is the number 80 of Joshua Barkley.
With another Ford Bronco almost identical to Lauren and Vaughn's, number 80 out of Huntsville, Ontario, Canada. This is MBRP sponsored machine with Epic Racing.
So Miles,
Tire, Centerline, and Fox.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. just took over the number 3 spot from Darian Gomez, and he broke the 1 minute mark, but he's at a 58.105. So now we have 3 drivers that have gone below that 1 minute mark.
That is insane.
Very much so.
These guys and gals are getting faster, faster, and faster. And I wasn't sure if Paul Wolf's time was gonna get beat, but Lauren Healy just laid it down. Looks like that's Brent Harrell, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is, the number 4456.
Out of Almsville, Oregon, with team changeover in a Paul Horschel built 2-seat IFS chassis, Danzio LS7 with 750 horsepower, Tubergs Turbo 400, Wiseman T-Case, Fox, Mack tie-downs, Nitto, obstacle, and trail-ready wheels. He started racing with the Havoc style back in 16, went to the Ultra 4 Nationals in 2019, caught the bug, and has been hitting it hard and heavy ever since. You saw his son Brent Harrell running earlier, and now it's Brett Harrell's turn in that Horschel built machine.
I cannot believe that Lauren Healy just threw down a 55.22. I mean, I don't know why I say
How
I
could you
can't
not
believe it
believe
because,
that?
well, it's funny because people are, messaging wanting to know certain times that they're not watching the times, for their teammates that are getting ready to go on course, and they're trying to push it as hard as they can. We keep saying dust is going to be a factor tomorrow. Do you think the same thing, Cameron?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
number 17. I believe that's Jay Shaw, if I'm not mistaken.
Jay Shaw did not take the green flag earlier.
So again, if you get a hold of our race director, JT Taylor, and let him know, he will let you race or qualify later on today if you're having problems. So Jay Shaw with Bryce Lane riding shotgun out of Springville, Alabama with Adventure Lifestyle in the Pro Mod class. He's in a Can-Am built by CT Raceworks. This is Kyle Cheney's winning car this year at King of the Hammers, and he just wants to give a huge shout out to Adventure Lifestyle. It's the only way he's back racing with us at Ultra 4.
Oh, the drone going through the woods right there. We only have a couple left, I believe. Or was that it?
That could be the last one. I'm not sure, but what
It looks
a
like
great.
William McGibbon and Sean Reisky did not qualify yet.
Sean Reisky's in that 4800 car, so I could see him just taking a rear start. Just
I would
make
too.
sure, because he doesn't want to. He's got to race his car in the 4800 class and then the 4400. So he's probably just playing it safe. Doesn't want to tear it up.
Right.
We still have the Ultra 4 170 race yet to come here in just a little bit. So Cameron, thanks for joining us in the Nitto studio. Good luck. I'm so proud of you. I know you've rode a few times, but that's really cool to see your dad pass the torch, and I'm excited to see where you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Cameron, always a pleasure. Get back in there and have some fun, all righty?
All righty, we'll see you tomorrow. Awesome to see. I so excited when new people are stepping into the driver's seat that have been riding and co-driving. It's a lot of fun to see. I've done it myself, but to see the kids that grow up with their parents racing and then, you know, like I just said, stepping into that driver's seat.
What a wonderful day of qualifying it's been here during Vision Weeks at Mid-America Outdoors. We just wrapped up qualifying for the 4400 Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance. It's been a great day. It's been a great week, and we still have lots more action to come. Here in about 10 more minutes, we'll be doing the Ultra 4 Youth 170 race. That'll be a 45-minute race right in the similar area. They will skip the rigid ridge. They'll stay down low. But again, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you for staying tuned in. It's been a wonderful week, a wonderful day, and we are just getting started. We still have the Youth 170s. Then we have America Pro Rock Racing. Then we have the Barbie Jeep. And then tonight we have MAO Side-by-Side Championship. So it's just a great day. Don't go anywhere. But while we get the course kind of reset, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
I think he was dropped on the pedal a lot as a kid. Chris won't tell me, but I think that's what happened. But see that he's apparently now it's 170. The little guy's doing it. Apparently, I mean, I don't know how the hell they're going to make it down that giant thing. But it would have been nice if it could have walked it.
Welcome back to the Visions 2022 here at Mid-America Outdoors. This is our second annual event. It is absolutely amazing. We are just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma. This Mid-America Park spans over 1,600 acres. It's a premier riding park. It is extremely family-friendly, amazing amenities, including the Legend Steakhouse, Power Sports Store, the General Store. They've got over 95 cabins you can rent. They've got a couple bathhouses, over 375 RV sites with hookups, unlimited dry camping, a laundry room, power wash stations for your vehicles, open air bars. They've got 2 new bars called Coconuts and 2 Coconuts. 2 Coconuts is right here at the pool. Amazing, amazing place. They've got a food court, game areas, RC track. They've got the 2 pools, the lazy river, a splash pad. They've got live music every single night. So again, just a huge shout out to Jason and Gayla Robinette and the entire Mid-America Outdoor crew. This place is absolutely amazing. We just wrapped up the Ultra 4 qualifying for every single class for tomorrow's race. We kick off at 8 a.m. with the Everyman Challenge classes tomorrow morning, Central Time. But we are about to kick off the Youth 170 race for Ultra 4, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we've got roughly 15 kids that are signed up. I'm still waiting on my official sheet. But we should be racing here very shortly. And if you are just tuning in, we want to thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. And let's give a huge shout out to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Progressive, Holly EFI, LaserNut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC Cars, PCI Race Radios, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, HCR, Warren, Factor 55, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, and Action Sports Canopy. Those are our official sponsors of Ultra 4 Racing, but we also need to give our Mid-America Outdoor sponsors some love. The Off-Road Syndicate, Ultimax Belts, and 360 Wraps, and Mid-America Outdoors. So if you are ever building a mall crawler, a race car, a tow rig, please support who supports the sport. Without all these amazing companies, we would not be here at Mid-America today. We also need to give a huge shout out to Nitto for supplying all of the trophies for Visions Week. Jay, Oklahoma's population is roughly 2,500 people. The elevation is about 1,000 feet. Grand Lake is just down the road and is in the foothills of the Ozark Mountain Range, and that lake covers over 46,000 acres. And Grand Lake has amazing stuff all around. So if you come to Mid-America Outdoors, plan to stay a little bit longer. They've got South Grand Lake down the road where you can go wheeling at Disney. They have rafts. They have fishing. You can rent boats at the marinas. There is so much family-friendly events to do here in Northeast Oklahoma. Make Mid-America Outdoors your home base, and then go explore a little bit more.
I know I'm ready to come out here and explore some more. I've gone on the grounds here, but not on all the trails. I'm not sure if you have or not, but the trails out here are fun.
I've been on a lot of them. Only been lost a half a dozen times. This place, like I said, 1,600 acres here at Mid-America Outdoors, and it's great.
There's
it's just
so much.
awesome.
I definitely want to go and explore down by Disney, like you were talking about the race
down
will be down there.
by South Grand Lake.
Yes, but I remember at BMR, I was watching these guys on four-wheelers go on some of the trails that were just right off the road where we were, and just going through mud, and they're like waist deep.
It can get nasty down there.
For sure. I mean, I'm not super fan of going and getting dusty, dirty like that, but I definitely want to go explore the trails around here one of these days when I have a chance.
Sounds like our good buddy Jim Marsden is tuning in, checking out some Ultra 4 racing. I definitely miss you, buddy, but it sounds like I'll be seeing you very soon.
That's super exciting to get to see him for sure.
So
you will, I won't.
But yeah, Jim Marsden, I've worked with them for a long time. And Pam, don't get me wrong, I love you, but me and Jim, boy, we have a great time. It's a different dynamic.
Yep.
You can respect that for sure. But Jim, thanks for tuning in. And I know all the Team Europe's over there. Ultra 4 Europe, Ultra 4 Australia. We got, we're all over the globe.
They have a race coming up in Europe, don't they?
Oh, they've got multiple races. Yep.
But don't they have one coming up?
They just finished one. They got another one coming up soon. But yeah, it's been.
I've been trying to follow along with it. I just can't remember if they already had the race recently or if it's coming up next weekend or what's going on.
I'll give you the rest of our schedule. Obviously, we are here at Mid-America Outdoor 4 Visions. Ultra 4's next race is in Sturgis, South Dakota for the Black Hills Throwdown at the Buffalo Chip. That is our third and final race for the Western Series, August 5th through the 7th. And then up next is Crandon, Wisconsin at the Big House for our third and final Eastern Series race in Crandon, Wisconsin. And then we'll finish up the year once again back here at Mid-America Outdoors for Legends of the Fall. We'll be racing down we'll be doing our qualifying here at Mid-America Outdoors and then going down to South Grand Lake to the infamous Disney off-road area. And we still have a lot of racing for the Mid-America Outdoors Championship Series. Up next will be Labor Day weekend, September 3rd and 4th, and then October 1st. We'll have another one, and then they'll be racing while we're racing during the Legends of the Falls as well.
I'm not sure. I only saw the movie once. Whatever the movie that came out a couple years ago with Joaquin Phoenix, that one, I don't feel superhero shit.
So lots of racing coming down the pipe. And I forgot to do it. Qualifying was so busy, but I finally did get a list of who is qualified in the 4,400 class for King of the Hammers 2023. Obviously, all the Kings are pre-qualified, and then we take the top 10 from each race that are not qualified yet. So we have Casey Gilbert, Josh Blyler, Marcos Gomez, Cade Rod, Rusty Blyler, Tad Dowker, Frank Vonderhyde, Darian Gomez, Kevin Stearns, Brian McVeigh, Chris Branton, Bailey Campbell, Paul Wolf, Chip McLaughlin, Cody Hardesty, Shannon Campbell, Raul Gomez, Eric Miller, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Zandy Willems, Cody Addington, Edwin Abb, Lauren Healy, J.P. Gomez, Brian Crofts, Chad Hunt, Dave Oliver, Philip McGilton, Jason Shear, Jordan Pellegrino, Brendan Thompson, Cody Miller, Tom Ways, John Webb, Eric Wicks, Brian Caprara, Jason Blanton, Joe Thompson, Jason Shipman, Waylon Campbell, Sam Collins, Chad Owens, Guy Miller, Tyson Schell, Randy Slauson, Liam Morris, Aaron Smith, Brett Harrell, Levi Shirley, Kirk Jensen, Roger King, Daryl Krebsbach, Derek Starr, and Mark Nicholson. And we'll have 10 more after tomorrow's race as well. So that is who is qualified for King of the Hammers 2023 next February. Do not miss it.
I'm definitely excited and already ready for King of the Hammers. Right now, I'm really ready for the cool weather.
Oh, it's been hot, but hey, that's just part of it. We knew it coming into it, and
we're drinking hydration.
Awesome. Oh, absolutely.
I keep adding hydration packs to my water every day, and it's really helping for sure. But right now, I was just sitting here, and I'm like, No breeze for just that one moment. It felt really stagnant hot.
So Jim's just updating me. King of Britain is at the end of the month, and it's
Okay.
the 10th anniversary race of Ultra 4 Europe. So that's pretty cool. And then they head to Poland in August, and that is going to be a big one. The King of Portugal in early October. So they still have about 3 more races yet to come. And obviously Jim helps us commentate,
Yeah.
but he's also very successful with the Ultra 4 Europe series. And I know he's building a new car. I don't think it's quite done. I don't know how much he shared, but I'm excited to see that new car come to life.
New cars are always fun.
So we were talking about Legends of the Fall. You do not want to miss that one at all. We'll have the Ultra 4 Nationals, the National Rock Racing Association Finals, the Mid-America Outdoor Side-by-Side Champion Short Course Finals as well. So you do not want to miss that one bit. And talking about South Grand Lake in Disney, Oklahoma, if you have a UTV, come to Mid-America Outdoors, and you can get a $6 permit and then ride your UTV on the road. Obviously, you have to follow all this certain safety equipment, but it's pretty cool. And our race director, JT Taylor, is taking a sight lap with our young guys and gals.
I see some very familiar cars out there from our short course series racing. That's awesome. They're going to be out there with the Ultra 4.
Looks like we're just a couple minutes behind schedule, but we will be racing here shortly. There is
Look
so
at that.
much going on.
And look at that stacked field of 170s out there right now.
17 youth 170s between the limited and the pro mods. So it's awesome to see that many cars out there. All these young guys and gals. This is the future of our sport. JT is taking them on a sight lap. And don't forget, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com and for our live timing. I believe the plan was to run just basically 45 minutes. Whoever's out front at the end is the winner. So it's going to get a little bit tricky. Oh, it gets a little love tap from one of them.
Just a little bit there.
So yes, they are going to stay on the switchback course, it looks like. So they're going to be racing the same switchback course that we'll be doing tomorrow night for our grand finale.
And there's only 16 spots for the switchback. Is that correct?
Per class.
Per
So
class.
Ultra 4 gets 16, Rock Bouncers get 16, the pre-runner, we got mega trucks. I mean, there's a little bit of everything.
It's going to be definitely fun to watch, seeing that switchback course when we were out there, you know, helping put it together. It's going to be fun. Definitely want to make sure you watch that. Actually, you just want to make sure you watch everything.
Well, Pam, let's run down our starting list. So up front, it's going to be Ella Warner.
And then in the second position is the 125 of Jennifer Owens.
Number 44, Hayden Gibson.
And then 37 of Paxton Shamblin.
Number 91 of Mia Cotto.
And the 25 of Jackson Mandel.
Number 118, Alexander Walraven.
And the 145 is Dexter Warren.
And number 37 of Damian Shamblin.
And the 119 of Cole Warren.
Number 175, Connor Power.
And then the number 6 of Mr. Tillman Ewing.
Number 111 of Easton Helms.
And then the number 7 of Hunter Biddle.
And a Mid-America brand ambassador, number 21, Tanner Thompson.
And then the number 63 of Code St. Peter.
And last but certainly not least, the number 258 of Declan Shields. So we got a lot of racers out there for this 170 race. They're getting all set up. This is going to be a great race to watch. Again, this is the future of our sport. They're out here. Their parents are excited. These kids are learning how to race early. That is exactly how we grow this sport. So we just absolutely love the Youth 170 classes.
For sure. And you know what I love? I love to see that some of the kids that have already raced the short course series for the side-by-side championship series, they're now out here because they already raced their races yesterday.
Yeah, they have
Or day
3
before, actually.
opportunities to race 170s. They had it with the
Hill
Mid-America Championship Series, the National Rock Racing Association, and with Ultra 4 Racing. So these young guys and gals have had so much time to get out there. It's great to see.
All right.
And another name I don't see on here, but I know he's going to be out there racing is Hudson Wilson, one of our Matt Wilson, one of our helpers out here. He runs around with the Pro Rock guys. His son is racing. I don't see him on here, but I'm going to add him to the list. Remember, if you want to watch Barbie Jeep Racing and you are not here, make sure you go to www.ultra4racing.com/Ultra4TV or go to Ultra4, the Vimeo page, because we are only showing that on pay-per-view. we'll be showing it in-house, I believe. But if you're not here on site and you want to watch Barbie Jeep, wait for YouTube for tomorrow or get that pay-per-view and see the entire thing today. But it's going to blow up the internet on Facebook and Instagrams and all that.
Barbie Jeep is so much fun to watch.
It's like I said, I used to do it way back in the day. It's a lot of fun, but it hurts. It hurts to have that much fun.
So, Miles, you've done it. How many times have you gone down a Barbie Jeep hill?
More than I can count, I promise. Back in the day, it was completely just bragging rights, and we just run until you can't. When you can't carry the Barbie Jeep back up the hill, that's when you quit.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I wasn't sure, like, if you've only done it one time.
Oh no, we've done it a handful of times, and like I said, we'd do it until we couldn't do it no more.
That's pretty funny. Now, I know that when they're putting them together, they take out, like, the running gears or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Take out the batteries and the gears, so it's just basically freewheeling going down the hill.
Okay.
And Jason and Gayla Robinette here at Mid-America Outdoors bought 20 Barbie Jeeps and are kind of sponsoring whoever wants to come out and have some fun. And they're throwing out some real money. Brad will have his fire truck out there shooting soap at you while you're going down the hill. They laid sod like a month ago on the Barbie Jeep hill, redressed it. It is right behind us. It is an absolutely amazing spot, and it's already starting to fill up. We have America Pro Rock coming up here in about an hour, and then Barbie Jeep, but we're getting ready to kick off the Youth 170s.
So also below the sod, they put in some clay too, because last time we were out here, it was like a lot of rock underneath there. So they put some clay down before they put the sod down.
Yeah, they built a mini pond.
Exactly.
And you end up landing in
pond.
water. Yeah.
Well, as long as you make it down the hill, you land in the water.
Well, you're correct on that.
I mean, I saw a few people last time not make it all the way down the hill.
Yeah, there's some pretty good carnage last year.
It's pretty fun because, being down there and watching it in person and everything, and I was doing some videoing, and so was Tiffany Stone, and you get these, like, slow-mos of these people. One of them, in one of the videos, there was a guy that, first of all, one of the guys, his Barbie Jeep broke, and then the guy that was next to him going down, next thing you know, in slow-mo, you see his shoe was flying off. So it's like you got shoes flying, plastics everywhere. It was hilarious.
So much going on during Visions Week. It is absolutely amazing. So if you missed last year, you missed this year, definitely make the bucket list. I mean, it's sneaking up on what King of the Hammers is. So
yes, it is. Yeah,
it's just one of those race weeks you do not want to miss.
Yeah, I missed last year, and I was so bummed to miss it. And then this year, everyone's like, it's like doubling and getting bigger and bigger. And so I'm just excited to see the growth of the park. Working here, we both do come here and do the side-by-side championship series. We do the Ultra 4 stuff. So we're actually, in a small sense, part of helping with what they're doing here.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, I've been going to King of the Hammers since 2009. Haven't missed one of those, and now I haven't missed a Visions Week yet.
There you go.
So I'm 2 for 2 there. Love seeing these little Youth 170s out there running.
Well, and that white one right there that's next to the ARD, I believe that's one of the new 200s that came out for the kids.
Yep. There's a lot of Heisons, a lot of 200s, a lot of 170s. Looks like the three.
It looks like they're going to put the modified class first.
The 3 mods up front. So that's going to be Tanner Thompson, Cody St. Clair, and Declan Shields. And they are off.
Code St. Peter. His daddy told me his name's Code, not Cody.
Oh, did I say Cody? I definitely meant Code.
You said you did. It's all good. I did it really, really bad the first round out here. But look at them already taking off the line.
So Code St. Peter's with the early lead on the switchback rhythm section. And look at the whoops. These cars are going to be beaten up because there is minimal suspension on these little cars. And now we have the rest of the field, the UTV 170 limited class out on screen.
So we have a total of 14 limiteds out on race course.
I believe there's 18 cars out on course, and they are going across the Yukon launch as we speak. And look at them getting a little crossed up. You can see the flags lining up the outside. Pam and myself were putting this up a few days ago and having a lot of fun checking out the course.
A lot of fun trying to put stakes into rock.
Oh, that is some hard ground out there. I promise you that.
I have to give you props, Miles. There's no way in a million years I could have. I mean, I would not have been able to do that by myself. And I don't know how you sat and swung the hammer all day long because it was legit rock.
I'm still sore.
Are you? I'm sure you probably are. I mean, the 2 mics that work up there in Tech for the side-by-side championship series.
Mike and Mike.
They give you, what was that? The big old long drill they gave you.
Yeah, the hammer drill. It was awesome. So up front is going to be Declan Shields and then Wyatt Cotter. Dexter Warren all the way from Australia. Jackson Mandel. Connor Power. Cole Warner, Ella Warner, Easton Helms.
Well, what happened with Code St. Peter? Because he was out front,
You're right.
and I have not
Alexander
seen him go.
Walraven. Damian Shamlin.
Huh.
These young guys and gals are having a lot of fun out there, and I think I do see Code
Code
St.
St.
Peter
Peter,
still
right.
running strong. So
Hunter Biddle, and yep.
Tillman Huey, Paxton Shamlin.
So they're running.
Here's Alexander Walraven right there on screen.
They're running 45 minutes, you said, correct?
Well,
Not a
that's what
lap?
they said, but we may be a little shy on time, so I have not gotten any confirmation, but I can see him cutting it down to a half hour. It's going to be a long run for these young guys and gals, but they are giving it a look at that side by side going into the switchback rhythm section. See him getting a little bit of hang time here and there. See Matt Wilson getting his son Hudson a huge thumbs up, telling his boy to keep on keeping on. And look at the whoop section. These cars are getting beat on pretty hard,
Yes.
but they aren't letting out.
Exactly. They're just keeping a throttle down. You kind of have to do that just a little bit in these cars. But you definitely, the little kids get beat up just a little bit in these cars because of
And
the suspension.
look at the drag race we have heading towards the Yukon launch.
Oh, and they're getting a little
Oh,
tire
they
rubbing.
touched tires. And right here's the Yukon launch. And this jump right there we just flew through is the same jump that Weston Anderson took his mega truck last year and set a world record of 225
That
feet.
is so awesome.
I love a good jump, but there's no way. When I was standing down there last year on the front row watching, you could hear him. It was dark. You couldn't see his truck. He's backed up in the woods, and you just hear him light up, and it was just Thunder Alley. That's what it's called, because it was the alley was on Thunder. And he came flying through there, launched and flat landed, kept it going. And then I was talking to Dennis earlier, and he said he's nervous, but if he lands this, he told him to just lay her down, light it on fire, and don't quit having fun until that truck won't move. And that is just what Weston Anderson did last year. So look that up during Visions, the OG #1 Visions last year. Weston Anderson put on one heck of a show.
I know. I was sat and I watched whatever I could live that day, or every day that you guys were over here. It was one event I'm sad I missed last year, but I'm glad I'm here. And this is, like you said, you've been going to King of the Hammers since 2009.
2009, yep.
I'll be the same way with this. I don't want to miss events. Same with King of the Hammers. I wasn't to be there, I would sit there and wish I was for sure. Sounds like the rock bouncers are starting to warm up back there behind us.
Got a little horsepower in the holler down there, getting ready for the America Pro Rock race. I think they're doing some knockout racing later on this afternoon here in about 35 minutes.
All right, and we still have Declan Shields in that #1 position, Wyatt Cotter in #2, Jackson Mandel in 3rd, Dexter Warren 4th,
Connor Power in 5th,
Cole Warren 6th,
then Code St. Peter,
in the 8th position, Easton Helms,
then Ella Warner.
and then Hudson Wilson in that #10 position.
But what a great race these young guys and gals are putting on there. And you know the parents are nervous, but they are all smiles right now. And here's the Yukon launch right there.
And that right there on screen is the 112 of Wyatt Cotter. Getting ready to go through the Yukon launch right there. Man, these kids, the ones that have raced every single one.
Getting a little bit of hang time.
Yes. Oh, that one kind of nosedove just a little bit right there.
What a great race this 170 race is. This is a lot of fun to watch. They are out on lap #5.
You know, it's a little tiny course, and you think that it's easy, but that switchback section where those whoops are, we were out there standing next to them putting up all of those flags, and they're not easy. They were out there fixing some of the jumps because somebody went and tested them just to see, and so they, had to fix a few of them, but it's deep between each whoop. Pass going on right there on screen. And I believe that was Declan Shields.
That first position out front.
Oh no, that's Code St. Peter right there that made that pass.
Then Wyatt Cotter sitting in that second position. So I think we're missing on our scoring side the modified UTVs. Oh, there it popped up. Sorry, I had to hit refresh.
So in that first position in the modified class is Declan Shields. The second position is Wyatt Cotter. Third position is Code St. Peter. That is in the modified class. So in the limited class, we have Jackson Mandel in the limited in that first position.
And then all the way from Australia, Mr. Dexter Warren. So I went to the kids' pool party last night, took the family over there, and saw old Dexter swimming around, having a lot of fun. Great to see what Mid-America Outdoors does for everybody, because they brought in Buck Cherry last night. They're a great band, right? They're a little foul, right? They can get a little rowdy. So Jason and Gail were like, well, since we're doing that for the adults, let's throw a pizza party at the pool. They had cars on the Jumbotron. So I'm floating the river with Bailey, Jade, and Ella, and every lap I catch up on cars real quick. You can hear it as you're tooling around. All the kids are laughing and having a great time, hopping out, grabbing a piece of pizza, and heading back in. And it was a great time last night.
Well, and we were supposed to have the auction last night, and they rescheduled it for Saturday night. So that was awesome. You got to, get out of there earlier and go over with your family.
I think I'm gonna do a little bit more racing, and then during the Barbie Jeep, I'm gonna go hang out with them, and that's the most excited they are. This, my family, that's the most excited they are for racing is the Barbie Jeep racing. Kind of makes me laugh, because obviously I do a lot of hardcore racing, and it makes me laugh. They just want to watch Barbie Jeeps.
Well, my thing I wanted to watch the most was the rodeo. Obviously, I got to watch the other night.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just crazy getting in a ring with a bull and riding a bull. I don't know. That's just crazy. And then the guys that were bullfighting.
Yeah, no way.
No, thank you.
So it looks like Code St. Peter's moves in the lead.
And Declan Shields is in that number 2 position now.
They're out on their 8th lap. Oh, Code St. Peter's just heads out for lap number 9, so he's starting to pull away a little bit with this race. If you're just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you.
And
this is Visions Week here at Mid-America Outdoors. We are racing Ultra 4 170s presented by Progressive Insurance.
And he also has the fastest lap time of a 52.813.
Huh, we should have guessed that. We didn't. So I'm going to guess about a 52. What do you think?
I'm going to guess a 52.8. Yeah, and the next fastest lap behind him is Declan Shields with 6 seconds behind him.
These young guys and gals are having a lot of fun out there. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I had a little miscommunication. I apologize. But on the ticker up top, it looks like we have 25 minutes left of this race.
Wow.
So they're going to
get lots of laps in.
They're going to get some racing in. When you come racing Ultra 4, you're going to have some fun. So we'll be wrapping up just before 3 o'clock and then throwing it right down to Joey Beck for America Pro Rock. And I heard he's going to have another guest with him.
Yes. He's
Mr. Dustin Battle Axe Jones, trying to have some fun out here. Usually he races a lot, but he came out here just to have some fun, and we're going to put him to work.
For sure. You can't do that. You can't come to a race expecting not to do something.
I mean, you can, but he won't.
He won't, exactly. Passion for the sport, for sure. He said he's been out on the trails all morning long, too, so, he went out, he had his fun, and played in the dirt, and coming up and watching the racing action. And the knockout, I definitely want to make sure I make it over there to watch that. So we have Code St. Peter, he's on lap 11. Declan Shields is on lap 11. And then they are lapping, so third place is on lap 9. So our top 2 racers right now are 11 laps in.
That's wild. We're just basically right about that halfway mark. So they're going to be racing 20 plus laps there on the switchback rhythm section. There's the 119 of Cole Warner. They're hitting the Yukon launch once again. Getting a little bit of hang time. This is a lot of fun to watch these young guys and gals. So Wyatt Cotter still running strong. Jackson Mandel, Dexter Warren, Connor Power, Cole Warner, Miyakato, Easton Helms, Code St. Peter's. There's a 63 at Code St. Peter's as we speak as he's chasing down some lap traffic.
I like how bright his car is because brighter color like that stands out. And there's only one orange car out there, so it's him.
Well, what day is it today? Today's Friday, so it was Thursday, Wednesday. It all runs together.
A little off pace there. Do not hit those because those are in the ground good.
But Mid-America Outdoors had the championship series, had the 170 race on Wednesday. And,
yes.
Tiffany Stone and myself were doing the after-race interviews, and Code had a great day. We interviewed him a couple times, and he's such a nice little dude. but he gives you one-word answers. but
He's a-
his smile makes up for it, so
A
it's all
man
good.
of few words, right?
But,
Or little words.
you put him behind a wheel and he can drive it. But he's very polite, but he's fun. But I was chatting with his dad a little bit, and just that's what they're out here to do, is have fun.
Yes, and then so Dexter Warren, he's running second place in this limited class right now. That's got to be exciting, coming all the way from New Zealand or Australia?
Australia, I believe, yeah. Hey, look at
Oh,
that!
you
Somebody's
see that?
clearing that. Who was that? But somebody's hauling the mail.
I think it's Declan Shields.
Wow,
He-
hitting the whoops hard.
It's like he turned on the power switch or
And
something.
look at the drone racing with them now a little bit. These drone pilots are absolutely amazing. I know we have some of our Believe Cam drones out here. As long as we've got so many media teams that have teamed up together to bring you some of the best action out here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest compliments that I hear from people. Well, I mean, a lot. People will talk about the drone coverage. The drone coverage is their favorite.
Yeah, the first time I really saw the drones was when I went to Crandon in 2020, I believe, and that was the first time I saw one of these FPV drones, and I was blown away, because we've had drones for quite a while, but they're just kind of more the high and wides, but now they got these racing drones. They throw GoPro or whatever they do,
Right.
and it's phenomenal.
I know. I remember that guy. I can't believe how fast the drones go.
Oh, yeah, they're
and they can
impressive.
keep up with the trucks. Sometimes they get down so close to the trucks. I'm like thinking, okay, when they do their jump, they're going to hit that drone, and it actually happens sometimes. We had a drone go down at the hill climb the other day, and it went down, and a car literally straddled over the drone that was down in the middle of the course.
It's amazing, yeah. The level of professionalism, they've really stepped up the last few years. And again, we need to give a huge shout out to Take It Live, Rock Racing TV, and Live Race Media production crews. They're just helping, they've all teamed up together, making it happen. RC race has been going, or all RC qualifying has been going on today, and then they'll be racing tomorrow morning while we're racing with Ultra 4. And they'll also be doing the MAO pit bike race tomorrow morning. So at 8 a.m., get on that MAO app and pick whichever one you want to do, because we'll be racing 3 different races at the same time. It's going to be busy.
It's going to be a busy day tomorrow for sure, but it's the fun day of Ultra 4 racing. I know these guys are all excited to get out there and race. A lot of our racers just came in, yesterday or last night because they couldn't do any pre-running until today. But we have Declan Shields in that number 1 position on their 15th lap. Code St. Peter 15 laps as well in that number 2 position. Wyatt Cotter in 3rd. Jackson Mandel in that 4th position, but Jackson Mandel is in the number 1 position in the limited class. Then Dexter Warren is in 5th position, number 2 in the limited class.
Uh-oh, I hear Joey Beck doing his best check. So it sounds like the America Pro Rock will be kicking off here in about a half hour. We've got 20 more minutes on this UTV 170 Ultra 4 race presented by Progressive Insurance as we go over the Yukon launch once again.
And that is Declan Shields right there on screen. It looks like almost like a miniature RS1 is what he's driving. I know that you can change the cage up or whatever, but it's definitely not a 2-seater like you can see, but it looks like a miniature RS1.
So Declan Shields and Code St. Peter's are a couple laps ahead of everybody else. And Wyatt Cotter's in the mix as well. So they're on lap 15, 16, and 17. Oh, Code St. Peter's not too far behind Declan Shields.
Yeah, they almost 9 seconds behind him.
So Pam, let's run through the entire field once
let's
again.
do it. All right, so in that number 1 position is Declan Shields.
Then number 2 is Code St. Peter's.
And number 3 is Wyatt Cotter.
Number 4th position, number 25, Jackson Mandel.
And that 5th position, the 145 of Dexter Warren.
In that 6th position, number 175, Connor Power.
In number 7th position, the 119 of Cole Warren.
In that 8th position, number 91, Mia Cotto.
In 9th position, the 111 of Easton Helms.
In number 10th position, Ella Warner.
And the 11th position, number 37 of Damian Shamblin.
In that 12th position, Matt's son, Alexander Walraven.
And then 13th position, the 402 of Hudson Wilson.
In that 14th position, number 47, Liam Peterson.
15th position, number 6 of Tillman Ewing.
In that 16th position, Hayden Gibson.
In 17th position, the number 7 of Hunter Biddle.
In that 18th spot, number 904, Lane Warren.
And the 19th position, the 37 of Paxton Shamblin.
So we
That
got
is our lineup.
19 UTVs out on course, still running strong, having a lot of fun. They've got about 18 more minutes yet to go.
And they have 18 laps in right now on the 1 and 2 position.
Wow, so 36-ish laps for our leaders. That is a lot of racing for these youth 170s. But they're out there having all the fun they can have. We have one hitting the Yukon launch. I believe that's Code St. Peter's.
It is. Now, I can almost put money on it. I know where these kids are going to be after this race.
Oh, the pool, or the lazy river, or the splash pad.
Any of them. I want to go to the pool after this one. But it's all work. We get
It's
to play
been
later.
busy, yeah. Well, up next, we have the America Pro Rock Knockout Climb. We'll have rock bouncers and the UTVs.
It's the old saying, work hard, play hard.
Oh, and that's my motto:
Yep.
work hard and play harder.
Exactly. They're getting a good preview right there of the switchback area.
They'll be racing on this tomorrow night. What time does that kick off? It kicks off at 6 p.m. in Thunder Valley. It'll be side-by-side drag race action. Single elimination. We'll have 16 of each genre: Ultra 4, Mega Truck, Rock Bouncer. What else do they have?
Tomorrow?
You can run a pre-runner. That's the class I was thinking of. Sorry.
Which one are you talking about? I'm sorry, Miles.
I
was
finished it.
not
We're good.
listening to
We're
you.
good. I finished it in my head.
Oh, and
Yeah.
what's really cool, the American flag will be brought in.
Oh, by a skydiver.
Yep, right down into the middle of Thunder Valley.
And then I believe Saturday night at midnight, they're going to do an awesome fireworks show to just kind of celebrate the finish to Visions Week. So, again, if you're anywhere in the area, come on out. If you're already here, try not to. You're going to miss something. There's no way you can see it all. But just,
You can't.
just really try to soak it all in. And again, it's hot. Drink water. You know, the old saying, 2 beers, 1 water. I mean that for serious, because it's a lot of fun out here. Everybody's having a great time. Lots of people are using their week of vacation to come out here to Mid-America Outdoors and have a great time. And that's just what you're going to do. But it's hot.
It's hot.
So be sure to drink lots of water, please.
The heat index is
We
definitely
got one
high
flipped
right
around
now.
on course. Spun out a little bit. But the Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4 crew is down there keeping everybody going strong. I see JT Taylor and his Can-Am just kind of pacing around the track, making sure everything's going good. We got one car pushed off course, and that's why JT was coming down to check on it.
Oh, little tire rubbing right there by the 258 of Declan Shields getting into these cars. Little trying to make up some lap time, but they have, I mean, he's got 21 laps there under his belt so far.
And speaking about all these UTVs out here, make sure you don't miss the UTV Takeover October 10th through the 14th. They're going to have an amazing vendor show. They'll be doing UTV, a little bit of everything. So it's not a race weekend at all. It's just an off-road park. So be sure to come out if you have a UTV. UTV Takeover will be here August 10th through the 14th.
I have never been to a UTV Takeover,
I have
but
not either.
I do follow their social media, and Jess, who works with us at King of the Hammers, she's a part of that program.
Really? I'm not sure if I knew that.
Yeah, she is. So that's really cool that she she'll be out here. I think she'll be out here with it, but I know she's a part of that program. Look at the dust out there just from the 170s.
It is so nasty, and it's not going to get any better.
Declan Shields has 23 laps and is about to lap the second place car, or has already lapped the second place car, I believe.
Wow.
Or getting close to it.
What a great race we have. Pam's getting down with the music in the
Sorry,
background.
I didn't mean to sing. Caught myself there.
No, I caught you.
I know. I caught myself and got quiet.
And look at that as they hit the Yukon launch, getting a little bit of hang time. Tomorrow's race kicks off at 8 a.m. with the 4600 Spider Track stock class, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle modified class, and the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. That kicks off at 8 a.m. Central Time.
Declan Schultz there again on screen. Definitely getting some hang time back there on those jumps on the switchback area. And the suspension on that car definitely is set up very nice.
That's
bouncing
Declan
right through.
Shields as
Yeah,
we
Declan
speak.
Shields, yeah. Definitely set up very nice. 24 laps in.
8 more minutes yet to go. Coach St. Peter's finishes another lap, and he is still on the lead lap, Pam.
Okay, he is, yes. When I saw that, it said 1 lap down, but it's just because he had not gone through yet.
Uh-oh, we had one turned around a little bit, but it looks like got him back out on course. And look at Declan Shields just sending it.
Ford has now broke his own fastest lap time of a 49.990.
Wow. Declan Shields putting on a clinic out there in the UTV 170 modified class. Again, we will be giving out some of those awesome Nitto trophies later on this week. So a huge shout out to them for supplying all of the trophies for Visions Week.
Look at the dust out there. They're having trouble seeing on that corner right there. I wonder if Declan is just pedal all the way down, not lifting at all.
In the whoop sections, I assume he has to let up a little bit because that's pretty violent down there. But
you would think so.
I
But
think the rest of it, he's getting her down.
But his suspension's working better than I've seen, I think, any of the other ones out there right now.
I can't wait to see tomorrow the Ultra 4, the UTVs and the 44. Well, all of them.
All of them.
I want to see that Yukon launch tomorrow.
All right, so you have 2 little girls. I think I've asked you this before. I might not have. Are either one of them interested in getting in one of these 170s?
We've talked about it, but it comes down to time and money
Right,
first
right,
off.
yes.
And we've entertained it, but neither one really showed much interest. So
They just want to root you on.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want to watch
It's
Dad.
great to have them here for sure.
Well, that's cool. I just couldn't remember if I've asked you before or not.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and it's just one says heck no, and the other one says maybe. So Jade's pretty reserved. Ella, she can get a little wild, but we'll see. I'm not going to pressure them into anything. That's
So
for
is Ella more like you then?
sure. Yeah, she can be a smart aleck, that's for sure.
You have 2 cute little girls, that's for sure.
They're both a handful, I'll promise. But they're great. I love them. Glad
And
they
they look like your wife, so
Well, they got
they're
the good
beautiful.
ones in,
They're
yep.
beautiful. These kids are having so much fun out there. 27 laps into it. Declan
6
Shields.
more minutes to go.
Wow.
3 wide through the whoop section.
They're gonna be super warm when they get out here. I mean, I only went out on race course yesterday and did 4 laps, and I came out completely drenched, and it was longer than this, of course.
And what'd you say? You got 7th place out of 6 people?
I did 7th place out of 6 people. Jeez, Miles.
I'm just giving you a hard time. That's cool that
I
you're
know.
out there racing with them.
Well, my kid was at home cheering me on, which was fun, and
you didn't even tear up his car yet.
I didn't. But
Yeah.
his class that he races in is the amateur turbo class, and the driver that is his backup driver, his team driver, is Mitch Truitt, and he had an unfortunate accident yesterday, so his car is not able to race today. So we have offered him to go out and race Hank's brand new car in the class, so Hank can get points because he's in 5th place in points right now, and we want to, of course, move him up. So if Mitch races, I might not race later on. We'll see.
Well, it is what it is, but hopefully.
Or if
hopefully
Mitch
you're able
races,
to
then
get
I can
them.
go race too.
As
After
long
that.
as the car's still rocking and rolling.
Exactly.
We got 4.5 more minutes yet to come. We'll run through the entire field one more time.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we still have in that number 1 position the 258 of Declan Shields.
In that 2nd position, number 63, Code St. Peter.
And the 3rd position, the 112 of Wyatt Cotter.
In that 4th spot, number 25, Jackson Mandel.
And the 4th position.
5th position.
The 5th position, the number 145 of Dexter Warren.
In 6th spot, number 175, Connor Power.
And then 7th position, the 119 of Cole Warner.
In 8th position, number 91, Mia Cotto.
And 9th position, the 37 of Damian Shamblin.
In 10th position, number 111 of Easton Helms.
And the 11th position, the 212 of Ella Warner.
In that 12th spot, number 118, Alexander Walraven.
And the number 13th position, number 47, Liam Peterson.
That's Patrick Peterson's son.
Oh.
And that 14th spot, number 6, Tillman Hewing.
And the 15th position, the number 7 of Hunter Biddle.
In that 16th spot, number 904, Lane Warren.
And 17th position, the 44 of Hayden Gibson.
In 18th position, number 37, Paxton Shamblin.
And the 19th position, the 402 of Hudson Wilson. 15 laps is the minimum laps that are on that out
That
of
is
all
a
19
lot
kids right now.
of racing out there.
And they are at Declan Shields and Code St. Peter are at 29 laps right now. Their pace is slowed down though because Declan Shields, his fastest time
Was a
a
49.971. That's impressive.
and he was 10 seconds slower on this last lap that he did.
Well, lap traffic's definitely becoming an issue for
Lap
sure.
traffic, they've got to have a
And
little
the
bit
dust.
of arm pump.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
And the
not used
heat.
to racing a 30-minute race.
No, definitely not. I mean, they get out on the short course and they usually race, minimum, I don't know, I think they do, 8 laps or something, or 6 laps. But it's only a minimum of like 15 minutes usually.
Yeah, so it's great to see them out there having this much fun.
Sounds like in the background we have some climbs going on with the knockout racing.
And look at Code St. Peter flinging it wide, getting a little slideways.
Oh, and look who's off course right now. That's the 258, our leader, Declan Shields.
Had such a great race. I was actually going to ask that. How long can one of these 170s run on fuel? Can they run a half hour straight?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could run a half hour. Definitely could run a half hour.
So tomorrow we'll have the AMSOIL hot pits during the car races and then the HCR hot pits during the UTV race. And I promise you that it'll be a busy place.
I say they can definitely run a half hour, but if
That
it's
wide
a short
open
course
throttle?
car,
I don't know.
wide open throttle. But another thing too, being a short course race car, they could have put a smaller fuel cell on it because you want lighter, so they could possibly have ran out of fuel.
So Code St. Peter takes over the lead with Shamblin having some issues. Or sorry, with Shields having some issues. We got a minute 20 yet to go. So another lap as long as Code St. Peter's can make it happen. Hitting the Yukon launch.
And has 31 laps under his belt right now.
That is a lot of racing, that is for sure. So they are declaring Declan Shields out of the race. Tough break for them.
Such a
He's had
bummer.
such a good race going.
I mean, 30 laps. That's amazing.
And was leading the entire race from start to finish. But remember to finish first. First, you must finish. There's Code St. Peter's hitting that 180, getting a little slideways. He'll hit the Yukon launch for his final time, I believe. He may get one more lap. We'll see.
So I wonder how that works because Declan Shields has 30 laps in, but he's not completing it. So I'm wondering on the rules on that.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, exactly.
Again, everything we do say is unofficial. We're just calling what we see and going to live.ultra4racing.com, just like you can do at home.
It's awesome to be able to see it from home if you're there watching it, and you can have it up like what we do sometimes. We'll have split screens.
3, 2, 1. This race is done. No more laps to go. The checker flag is out. Nobody will take another lap.
Well, what a great race they had out there. 33 laps by Code St. Peter.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in, watching the Ultra 4 170 race presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're just tuning in, we are here at Mid-America for Visions Week. We just had Ultra 4 qualifying. We just had the Ultra 4 170 main event, and we are about to kick off the America Pro Rock Knockout Racing with Joey Beck and company here in about 10 more minutes. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day. So we'll give you our unofficial rundown of who is where. So we'll start out with number 1, Code St. Peter's in the modified class.
And then number 2, the 258 of Declan Shields in the modified class.
Third place is Wyatt Cotter.
And then 4th place overall, but
well, let's just move into first place in the limited class.
Jackson Mandel.
Second place is Dexter Warren.
And then the third position, the 119 of Cole Warner.
In that 4th spot, Connor Power.
And then in the 5th position, the number 91 of Miyakato.
In 6th position, Damian Shamlin.
In 7th position, Easton Helms.
In 8th position, Ella Warner.
And then in the 9th position, the 118 of Alexander Walraven.
In that 10th spot, Liam Peterson.
11th position, number 6 of Tillman Ewing.
In that 12th spot, Hunter Biddle.
And then 13th position, 44 of Hayden Gibson.
And that 14th spot is Lane Warren.
15th position, 37 of Paxton Shamblin.
And last but certainly not least, in 16th position goes to Hudson Wilson.
Good job to all of the little tiny tots out there that just raced in this extreme heat that's out here right now. We heard it was supposed to be like 105 degrees today. So it's been a warm one out here today for sure.
What a wonderful, wonderful day it has been. And again, it is just getting started.
Yes,
we have
it is.
so much more to come. We're about to kick off the America Pro Rock Knockout Racing at 3 p.m. And then a little bit later at 5:30 p.m. we'll be doing the Barbie Jeep Downhill Race. That is on pay-per-view only, so make sure you go to www.ultra4racing.com/ultra4tv. And then later on tonight, at 7:30 to 11, we have Mid-America Outdoor Championship side-by-side series at 7:30. So while we kind of wind up the Ultra 4 170 race and get ready to take off for the America Pro Rock Bouncer, we're going to take a quick break and be right back after this.
Awesome. Good job, guys. So sick.
Yeah, that worked out perfect.